BBC 30-Minute Theatre presents Butter in a Lordly Dish, a play specially written for radio by Agatha Christie. The action takes place in England just after the Second World War.
Hi, Mum.
That you, Florrie?
Yes.
Hello, dear.
If my nose telling me there's something good for tea.
Fish and chips.
Good. Oh, drat. What's all these suitcases doing here? Doesn't half clutter the place up.
It's Mrs. Keen's things.
Oh, is she going away?
Yes, but she's not going to take these with her. Only one small case.
Why?
Because she's not certain yet where she'll be. She'll let us know where she wants all this sent.
Seems peculiar to me, going away and not knowing where she's going.
What do you mean?
I'll bet she's off for the weekend with someone.
Now, don't talk like that. It's not nice.
All right, but if you ask me, there's something fishy about our Mrs. Keen.
Now, stop it, Florrie. She's a very nice lady. Always speaks so pleasant.
That's the kind that gets things from shops without paying for them. Confidence tricksters, they call them. Mind she pays you before she waltzes off.
She has paid me right up to tomorrow and a bit over for leaving the cases and sending them on.
Oh.
Yes, oh. So you ought to be ashamed of yourself for being so suspicious.
All right, but I know what I know.
What do you know?
Well, it was last week. I was going along from Park Lane into Berkeley Square, and there was a party on at one of those big houses. You know, cocktails and sherry and all that.
Well?
Well, who should I see coming out with a tall, handsome man but our Mrs. Keen? Dressed up to the nines. Box furs and one of those fly-away black velvet hats. I will say she looked a treat. But it is odd, you'll admit.
What?
Going to swell society houses all dressed up and lodging here with us just off the Pimlico Road. It doesn't fit somehow.
And I suppose you've got some far-fetched notion to account for it.
If you ask me, she's in with one of those gangs of society burglars.
The nonsense you
She
talk.
goes along to places and finds out where the stuff is kept and when the house is likely to be empty and passes the word on to the gang.
And if you ask me, you go too much to the pictures. Gangs, indeed.
Well, gangs aren't only on the pictures. You read about them in the newspapers, too.
Nonsense.
Come off it, Mum. You like a nice little bit of crime yourself.
Talking of crime, is that an evening paper you've got there?
Yes.
Is the verdict out on that taxi driver case?
No, not yet. Just the judges summing up. You know, I don't see what use judges are. They don't seem to say anything useful or tell the jury what they ought to do.
How do you mean?
Well, listen to this. Whereas Sir Luke has stated in the case for the prosecution, etc., etc., in which case the prisoner is undoubtedly guilty, but at the same time you must take into account the contention of the defence that the prisoner had not the necessary knowledge to, etc., etc., in which case you will have no alternative but to acquit the accused. Well, why doesn't he tell them if the prisoner's done it or not?
Perhaps he doesn't know.
Well, he's the judge, isn't he? Fancy if you have weather forecasts like that. If the weather improves tomorrow, it will be warm and sunny. If, on the other hand, the depression spreads, it will be wet and cold.
Might as well have a weather forecast like that for all the good they are. Ruined my best hat last Sunday, listening to what they said.
Now, I like a man like Sir Luke Enderby, who was prosecuting, gave it to the jury hot and strong, he did. Beautiful it was, especially that bit about doing their duty, however painful, and how people like the prisoner was a menace to society.
I remember Sir Luke Enderby and that blonde on the beach murder.
Yes, that's the man.
All about those poor girls being lured to their death by a sadistic murderer. Was a good murder, that was. I don't like this taxi murder so much.
No, it's a bit dull.
But of course he did it all right.
Yes, but he looks such an insignificant little chap. Now, Garfield, the blonde on the beach murderer, he was really good looking.
Now you be careful, Florrie.
Why?
That's what all those poor girls thought. They let him pick them up as easy as easy. You be careful of these flash, good-looking fellows that try to pick girls up.
That must be Mrs. Keen. Come in.
Good evening, Mrs. Petter.
Good evening, Mrs. Keen.
Good evening, Florrie.
Evening.
I wonder if I might use your telephone, Mrs. Petter.
Why, certainly, Mrs. Keen. Come in.
Thank you.
Do you want the book?
No, I know the number.
Right.
It isn't foggy outside, is it, Florrie?
Just a bit, not much.
It'll be all right in the country, I hope.
You going to the country?
Just for the weekend.
Oh, Well, I'll just... Come on, Florrie.
Hello? Is that 19 Chisole Gardens? Can I speak to Sir Luke Enderby, please? Oh, I see. No message. No name. I'll ring again later.
No message, no name. She'll ring again later. Another of them. Oh, there's the front door. First the telephone, then the door. If it's not one thing, it's another.
Good afternoon, Hayward.
Oh, good afternoon, Miss Warren. Lady Enderby isn't in yet, but she's expecting you.
Oh, that's all right. Sir Luke's still at the Old Bailey, I suppose.
Yes, madam. Will you come into the drawing room?
Thank you. How's the rheumatism, Hayward?
It's been bad lately. What with the telephone and answering the door.
Oh, sorry.
These large houses are very inconvenient. I said to her ladyship only yesterday how different it would be if we could have a nice flat.
A nice flat wouldn't take all Lady Enderby's nice things.
Yes, her ladyship has got some nice things. She's out at the sale room this afternoon.
Oh, so that's where she is. There'll be even more lovely things presently. No hope of that nice flat, Hayward.
No.
More likely to be an even larger house.
Oh, don't suggest that, madam. Would you care for the evening paper?
No, thanks. I'll amuse myself with a book.
Right, madam.
What's this one? Ogden on Criminal Jurisprudence. That's Sir Luke's, I suppose.
Yes.
A bit heavy for me.
Oh, that's either her ladyship or Sir Luke.
Well, look who's here.
Hello, Luke.
Lovely to see you, Susan. Where's Marion?
At the sale rooms.
Ah, that'll mean more Buhl cabinets and Aubusson carpets and Chinese bronzes.
Yes.
Any telephone messages for me, Hayward?
A lady rang up just now, sir. She didn't leave her name or any message.
Oh, I wonder who that could be.
I suppose you couldn't possibly guess.
Shall I bring in tea, sir?
Yes, please.
Thank you, sir.
Do you encourage them to ring you up here?
I don't know what you mean.
Oh, come off it, darling. I mean your various lady friends.
Aren't you well aware, Susan, that you're the only girl I've ever loved?
I'm aware that you're never at a loss for an answer. How did the case go?
What case?
Haven't you just come from the Old Bailey?
Oh, yes, that. Oh, guilty. Couldn't have been any other verdict. Why the jury wanted to stay out 2 hours and a half, I can't imagine.
No, indeed. After your masterly speech, the jury should have brought him in guilty without bothering to leave the box.
Well, after all, he did shoot the taxi driver.
Oh, yes. I can't pretend there's really been a grave miscarriage of justice. Although I always try to.
Why?
Just to annoy you.
Why do you want to get your knife into me? What have I done to you?
Nothing. You just look so completely sure of yourself and so thoroughly pleased with yourself.
What a particularly damning indictment.
Darlings, am I terribly late?
How are you, Marion?
Susan, dear, how nice to see you. And why on earth didn't you start tea? Oh, good. Hayward's bringing it in now.
Were there any letters for me, Hayward?
In your study, sir.
Ah. Well, I'd better just have a look at them.
Milk, Susan?
Thanks.
You don't have sugar, I know.
Thank you.
I hope you haven't been waiting very long.
Oh, no. I've been improving my mind with this book.
My goodness, not criminal jurisprudence.
Does Luke really read this sort of thing for pleasure?
Not exactly pleasure, just to look up some special point.
I know the sort of thing. Double Chuck v. Fathead in the reign of Charles I, and for some inscrutable reason, it affects the case of the Crown versus Dairy Produce Limited today. I really think the law is extraordinary.
But I must say that sometimes it doesn't seem very sensible. Bread and butter, dear.
Thanks. Luke's looking frightfully pleased with himself.
I suppose the verdict was guilty. He said it was a certainty.
Naturally. He was just slightly annoyed at the jury being impertinent enough to stay out for 2 hours and a half, lèse-majesté, after his speech for the prosecution.
Susan, darling, that's not very kind.
Oh, darling, it was abominable of me. But I would simply hate to stand in the dock charged with murder and have Luke prosecuting.
But you'd like it if he were defending you.
Perhaps. But he never does seem to defend people.
Well, anyway, if you were innocent, you'd have nothing to be afraid of.
Wouldn't I?
Innocent people are always acquitted.
Are they? I wonder.
Of course.
I wish I was as sure of it as you are.
Well, you must ask Luke.
Ask Luke what?
Are innocent people always acquitted?
No need to worry about that. The real worry is that some cold-blooded murderer gets off scot-free because some sentimental women on the jury like his face.
The blonde on the beach, Garfield?
But he wasn't acquitted.
No, but he might have been. There were 4 women on that jury.
Extraordinary how women fell for that man. How many women had he actually killed?
Well, certainly 2.
The original blonde at Bexhill and that girl at Weymouth.
Probably 3 and possibly a good many more.
He was terribly good-looking. Mad, I suppose.
No, not in the legal sense. He knew what he was doing, all right.
Couldn't you two possibly stop talking about murders?
Sorry, darling. Well, tell me what you've been doing. Sotheby's?
Christie's?
Oh.
My dears, I got the most lovely pair of Chinese pictures on glass. Absolutely exquisite.
And where are you going to put them?
I am going to hang them on that wall over there. There were a lot of dealers after them. They ran me up rather high.
Just as well I make a bit at the bar.
You hang people and Marion hangs pictures.
But they really are unique.
So is this house. Absolutely perfect, darling.
It should be, when you consider that Marian's house comes first and Marian's husband a long way after.
What nonsense. I'm the most devoted wife.
You're the most wonderful wife a man ever had.
Twitter, twitter, cuckoo, listen to the turtle dance. Excuse my vulgar noises.
You have some tea, Luke?
No time, darling. I must be off. I've got to catch a train to Liverpool.
Why Liverpool?
Work to be done.
Oh, what a bore. Really, dear, you ought to have some time off. You work much too hard.
Well, I'll have a real rest one of these days. Goodbye, darling. Take care of yourself.
Bye, dear.
Bye, Susan. Be good.
Wouldn't that come better from me to you?
Now then, Susan. Well, I must run. I'll miss my train.
Gone to meet some woman, I suppose. Probably. How you stand it, I don't know, Marion.
After a time, one doesn't mind so much.
I wonder. How long have you been married?
10 years.
And practically all the time Luke has been chasing after some woman or other?
Oh, not on the honeymoon. I think he was absolutely faithful on the honeymoon.
That's very nearly the most cutting thing I've ever heard you say. Haven't you ever considered leaving him?
I've considered it, yes.
Tell me, do you care for him still?
Oh, no, not anymore. Mercifully.
Then why not leave him?
Oh, my dear. So many things go to make up a marriage. There are the boys. They're devoted to him. And he's an excellent father. And he's always kind and charming to me. I think he's really very fond of me. All these women don't really mean anything, you know. These infatuations, they never last. It's just, well, weakness on his part. Any good-looking woman has only to throw herself at his head, and he accepts the challenge.
Whose challenge is he accepting at this minute?
I think this is a new one, by all the signs.
Any idea who she is?
None at all.
I wonder where they're meeting. Certainly not Liverpool. I wonder. Could you tell me what platform for Henley?
I'm so sorry, I've no idea. Perhaps a porter could help me.
A corner seat, smoker if you can.
I'll try, but we're pretty full up.
Julia, darling, you really come. I was so afraid you wouldn't.
What a wonderful place Paddington Station is. I never realized it before.
Ah, Julia.
I telephoned, but you weren't in.
I know, I heard someone had rung up. I was terrified it was you to say you changed your mind.
Oh, as if I would.
Oh, Julia, you're beautiful. I do love you.
Darling, you can't say things like that on Paddington Station. Besides, we shall miss our train.
I don't even know where we're going.
Well, that makes it more exciting, doesn't it? Come along, we must hurry. It's number 5.
Where are we going?
The station's called Warning Halt.
Warning Halt. Never heard of it.
Nobody has. Come on, hurry.
It sounds completely the back of beyond.
Oh, we'll miss the train. Run!
Stand away there! Warning halt! Warning halt!
goodness, no fog here.
Oh, thank goodness. Well, do we get a taxi?
Oh, no, we walk. My cottage is only about 3 minutes away.
Tickets, please. Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. No, this way. There's a footpath across the field.
It's a heavenly night. Just look at those clouds chasing each other across the moon.
Come on, you old poet. It's too cold to stand stargazing.
You know, I never knew you had a cottage in the country.
But then you don't know much about me, do you?
I know that when I saw you across the room at the Ritz that day, and you smiled at me, that the whole world changed. Just over a fortnight ago. It seems a lifetime. And now, at last...
Darling, you don't mind you coming here to the cottage? I did so hate the idea of a hotel for us. It seems so sordid. Subterfuges, false names, and perhaps someone meeting us who might recognize us. Oh, I couldn't bear it. You do understand, don't you?
Of course I do, darling. All that matters is that we should be together. I don't care how primitive the place is.
I'd have you know that my cottage is not primitive. It has every creature comfort. Hot water, electric light, and the best to eat that the local black market can provide.
Sounds wonderful.
Here we are. Now, let me find the key. Ah, I've got it. Just a minute. I'll switch on the light. There. How do you like my retreat?
Oh, it's delightful. Oh, what a charming room.
I hoped you'd like it. Just set a match to the fire. I'll bring in supper. It's all ready.
What a wonderful woman you are, Julia. Even your fire lights and burns up at once. Isn't that supposed to be a sign that your lover is true to you? What a lovely thing a fire is on an autumn evening. Julia!
Coming.
You're a wonderful woman.
What? Here we are. What were you saying?
That you're the most wonderful creature in the world. You know, there's something different about you from any other woman I've ever met.
And how many women have you said that to?
Darling.
No, look, be good. Supper. Definitely supper. And though I say it myself, rather a good supper.
All right. By Jove, cold duck, eh? Is that pâté? What, really, Strasbourg pâté?
It is.
And do my eyes deceive me? Is that immense yellow pyramid butter?
Butter in a lordly dish.
Sounds quite biblical.
Does it? Is my lord satisfied with what his servant has set before him?
You enchanting creature, oh, Julia.
No, not now. Supper. I insist on stern self-control till after supper. Now, you sit in the big armchair here. And I'll put your coffee by you. Here.
Oh, darling. What a perfect meal that was. And now, perfect coffee. You know, damn few women can make good coffee. It seems incredible, Julia, that a fortnight ago I'd never even seen you.
Oh, I've known you by sight a much longer time. You were pointed out to me.
Really?
You're a very celebrated man.
Nonsense.
You're the most famous counsel in England. Doesn't it ever upset you to feel that your eloquence and your power has got some poor wretch hanged?
Not if the poor wretch richly deserves it.
Well, supposing he doesn't. Supposing he's innocent.
Well, I don't think that what you so romantically call my eloquence or my legal tricks have ever hanged an innocent man.
No?
There's not usually much doubt about murderers who get convicted. Trouble is that occasionally a fellow gets off who's as guilty as hell.
Garfield didn't get off.
Ah, the blonde on the beach murderer.
Yes.
Ah, no doubt about him.
But supposing he wasn't guilty, there wasn't really very much evidence against him, was there?
My dear girl, the police had been after Garfield for months. There had been 2 other girls before that, remember? The police knew quite well who had done it. But I believe his wife always cooked up the most wonderful alibi for him. Not that a wife's word goes very far, but in the absence of definite evidence of his having been seen with the girls near the times of the murders, well, they couldn't risk charging him before.
That's what I say. There wasn't really any evidence against him.
Look here, Julia. Talking strict facts. Not legal tender, but, you know, plain off-the-record common sense.
Well?
Garfield is friendly with girl number 1. She's strangled. Garfield has a date with girl number 2. She's found dead. Then he carries on with girl number 3, and she's murdered. Can't be coincidence. The fellow's got a sex complex and can't resist killing these girls.
Then why didn't they say he was insane?
Because he wasn't. He knew well enough what he was doing and what would happen to him if he got caught. And he was so extraordinarily clever that it wasn't easy to catch him.
The judge's summing up was in his favor?
Yes, the actual evidence was thin, but it wasn't needed. The jury took one look at Garfield and made up their minds.
No, they listened to you. You got him convicted.
Well, perhaps I did my bit. He was a nice-looking chap, had a plausible way with him. A couple of women on the jury were looking quite sentimental about him. I had to smash that.
Women have very sound instincts.
Don't give me that old stuff about a woman's instinct. Women are notorious for liking wrongs. Well, look at that wife of his. Blindly devoted to him, apparently. If she hadn't been in hospital with typhoid at the time of the trial, she might somehow have pulled the trick again. I never saw her, but I believe she was an amazingly good liar.
Really?
Also, Inspector Garrett told me. When she swore to him that Garfield had been at home with her at the crucial times, you couldn't help but believe her. Amazing creatures, women. Ooh.
What's the matter?
I got cramp in my leg. That's better.
Have some more coffee.
Thank you, darling. What a meal. You're a wonderful woman, Julia. Butter in a lordly dish. Now, where does that come from? The Bible? Esther? No, it isn't Esther.
Don't you remember?
I'll get it in a minute. Oh. Funny, this cramp. I feel quite stiff. Darling, what were we talking about?
Killing.
Oh, yes, Garfield. Well, if that man had been able to leave women alone, he'd be alive today.
But some men can't leave women alone, can they? Can they, Luke?
Well, I'm fond of women, I admit it. But this time with you, it's something quite different.
Yes, one always has to say that. It's expected. What does your wife feel about these excursions of yours?
I think we'd better leave my wife out of it.
I'm sorry?
Butter in a lordly dish. Funny how that keeps running in my mind. Why do I feel those words have got a kind of sinister sound to them? I wish I could remember.
Would these help you to remember?
I can't see what it is you're holding up there. Oh, what's the matter with my eyes? I can't focus properly.
It's a hammer and some nails.
Oh, you extraordinary woman. What do you want a hammer and nails for?
Perhaps to hang up a picture on the wall.
At this time of night? Oh, really, Julia. What a barbarous idea.
Yes, it is rather barbarous, but then women can be barbarous. It was, of course, a grave breach of hospitality.
What was?
What jail did to Scissorer.
Jail, Scissorer. Oh, of course. Yes, I've got it. Jail and Sizzler. Ah, yes. She's the one who brought him butter in a lordly dish and then hammered a nail through his forehead. A nail?
What's the matter, Luke?
Look here, damn it. I'm stiff and cramped all over. My eyes are playing me tricks. They're all misty. I can't get up.
No, you can't get up. That's the result of the drug in your coffee.
Drug in the coffee? What do you mean, Julia?
The drug I put in your coffee. Do you know who I am, Luke?
You're Julia.
Julia, yes, but my other name.
Keene. Julia Keene.
No, I took the name of Keene. My own name was rather too conspicuous.
What?
I'm Julia Garfield, Luke.
Garfield.
I'm Henry Garfield's wife. That is, I should be Henry Garfield's wife, but for you. Because of you and your eloquence and your legal tricks, I'm Henry Garfield's widow.
What's all this? What you up to? You got me here.
It wasn't very difficult. I knew your reputation. You fall for women very easily, don't you, Luke?
I must get out of here.
I loved Henry Garfield.
You must get out
I
of here.
loved Henry Garfield. You killed him.
Henry Garfield was a murderer.
Oh, no, he wasn't. I killed those women.
You.
It wasn't Henry's fault. He just fell easily for women like you. They beckoned and he followed. But I wasn't like your wife, content to sit at home and buy pretty things and shut her eyes. I wasn't going to share Henry with any woman. Silly, giggling little blondes. Oh, they didn't giggle when I'd finished with them.
Stop it! Stop it! Stop it! Stop it!
Yes. I must stop it. There are things to do.
You're mad. You're mad.
Not in the legal sense. I know quite well what I'm going to do.
Put that hammer down. Go away from me. Oh, God, I can't move. Keep her away from me. Marion, keep her away from me. Keep away. Keep away. Ow!
That was Butter in a Lordly Dish by Agatha Christie. Sir Luke Enderby was played by Richard Williams, Julia Keene by Cecile Chevreau, Lady Enderby by Molly Rankin, and Susan Warren by Barbara Lott. Other parts were played by Beryl Calder, Elizabeth Maud, Janet Morrison, and Michael Turner. The play was produced by Martin C. Webster in the London studios of the BBC. From London, we present Personal Call, a play for radio by Agatha Christie.
Hello, Pam, darling. You're looking wonderful. Mary seems to agree with you.
Hello, old man. I'm so glad you could make it.
Pam is about somewhere. Hello, darling. Have you heard about Mona?
Hello? Hello?
Is that Kensington 7011?
Yes?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call from Newton Abbott, please?
What? Oh, just a moment, please. I can't hear you.
Yes,
Oh, that's better. Now, what did you say?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call, please, from Newton Abbott?
I'll try and get hold of him, but there's a party going on. Hang on a minute.
Oh, Mary, it's lovely to see you. It's been simply ages.
Hello, Johnny. You must meet my wife. She's somewhere about.
Cocktail? Or would you rather have a sherry?
Excuse me, sir, please.
Oh, we certainly are, but we're looking forward to it very much.
Excuse me, please.
Yes, what is it, Mrs. Lamb?
You're wanted on the phone, sir.
What now? Who is it?
It's a personal call, sir, from something Abbas.
People will ring up at the most inconvenient moments. John, get Mona another drink. Hello, Lois. Lovely to see you. Pam's about somewhere. Hello?
Is that Mr. James Brent speaking personally?
Yes, James Brent speaking.
Just a moment, please. Go ahead, please. Mr. Brent is waiting. Hello, James.
Who's speaking?
Don't you know? It's Faye.
Who did you say? Sorry, the line's bad and there's a lot of noise going on here.
It's Faye.
What did you say? Who is that?
I told you. I'm Faye. You remember Faye? I'm waiting for you to come and meet me.
Meet you? What do you mean?
I'm waiting at the station at Newton Abbot.
Look here, one of us is mad. What are you talking about, and who are you?
How often have I got to tell you that I'm Faye?
If this is a practical joke, let me tell you that it's a very heartless and silly one.
It isn't a joke, James. I'm here, waiting. You'll have to come.
Oh, look, this is absurd. How dare you pretend...
Oh, so that's where you are, darling. Telephoning. For goodness sake, come back. People are pouring in. We want some more cocktails mixed. Why? What is it?
Cruel, silly, practical joke. You'd think people had something better to do.
Well, what is it? Who was it ringing up?
How should I know? Well, I'm going to try and find out. Can you possibly carry on for a few minutes without me, Pam? I'll be along as soon as I can, my sweet.
Yes, of course. You're really upset, aren't you, darling? What did whoever it was say?
Can I help you?
Hello, this is Mr. James Brent speaking, Kensington 7011. You put through a personal call to me on this number just now. Can you tell me where it came from?
I'll ring you back.
Thank you very much. As soon as you can, please. I'm sorry, Pam. It really made me see red.
But who was it?
Well, I'll tell you all about it in a minute. Now, do go now, darling. The party will be getting out of hand.
It's being a great success. That's really the trouble. All right, I'll cope. But do come soon.
Yes. Faye. I wasn't dreaming it. She said Faye. And it was her voice, too. Who the devil could have been playing a trick on me like this? Yes?
Mr. James Brent?
Yes?
I have made inquiries. No personal call has been put through to you today.
What? But I...
No personal call has been put through to you today.
But I don't understand. I simply don't understand. I heard her.
Really, James, if you finish telephoning, you might come along. You just stand there looking as though someone had socked you on the head.
Oh, I really am sorry, Pam. I'm with you.
Who was it who rang you up?
Oh, just somebody trying to be funny.
Well, what did he say? Or was it a she?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, it was a she. It was nothing in particular.
Darling, you're not leading a double life, I hope. I shouldn't like that at all.
You're the only woman in my life, Pam. I can assure you of that.
Well, you'll have to say so anyway. But something seems to have shattered your morale.
Well, I just don't like silly jokes.
Well, come on. Back to the scrimmage. Oh, by the way, I asked Evan and Mary in for bridge tomorrow. I haven't seen Mary for ages, and one can't talk at a do like this. Is that all right?
Yes. Yes, of course it's all right.
No, I noticed...
Oh, hello, Evan. Haven't seen you for ages.
Hello, James.
I hear you're coming in for bridge tomorrow. Good show.
Yes, I'm looking forward to it.
Here, mind them cases, Joe.
Porter,
Ah, yes, ma'am, what is that?
please can you tell me where I'll find a telephone?
Sorry, ma'am, couldn't hear you. What did you say?
The telephone.
Oh, up by the booking office, over the bridge.
It's a trunk call I want.
Ah, the first box.
Thank you.
Hello, Bert. See a ghost?
Ah, 'tis funny you saying that. That woman who was asking me the way to the telephone boxes, reckon as I've seen her before somewheres, and seems to me as when I saw her, 'twas something to do with a death. Can't just call to mind. Newton Abbot! Newton Abbot! Stopping train to Plymouth! Stopping train to Plymouth! This is Newton Abbot! Stopping train to Plymouth!
And I've got the best heart and the trump.
That makes us 2 down. Sorry, James.
Right.
Your deal, Mary.
Cut, please.
Jumping to 4 spades was a bit rash, Pam.
I've had an awful head today. After the party yesterday, I suppose.
It's a jolly good party, Pam.
Yes, indeed. Evan and I drank far too much.
Well, one must do something to cheer oneself up nowadays.
1 heart.
3 diamonds.
No bid.
4 clubs. Oh, bother.
Mrs. Lamb will answer it. What did you say? 4 clubs?
Double 4 clubs.
4 diamonds.
Double 4 diamonds.
Yes, Mrs. Lamb, what is it?
It's a personal call for you, sir.
For me? Oh. All right. I'll come.
Darling, you don't think...
It's quite all right. Probably Smith about that transfer.
Oh, I wonder if it's lighting up time.
He got a personal call yesterday, Mary, from somewhere or other, and it upset him dreadfully.
Oh?
He told me it was someone playing a silly joke on him, but he wouldn't tell me what the joke was. You know, Mary, it really quite worried me.
Have you got an extension?
Yes, in my bedroom. Do you think...
I would.
I must just run upstairs and powder my nose.
You women.
Hello?
Just a moment, please. Go ahead, you're through.
James, it's me again.
Faye.
Yes, Faye.
Now, look here. What's the meaning of all this? What kind of a game is it?
It's not a game, James.
If you think you're going to get me rattled...
You needn't be so upset. I just want you to come and meet me.
Meet you? Where?
At Newton Abbot, of course. That's where I am now.
Well, that's a likely story. I checked up last night, it may interest you to know, and no call from Newton Abbot had ever been put through.
But I am at Newton Abbot. Wait, I'll push the door open a little, then you can hear.
Newton Abbot! Newton Abbot! On station to Plymouth! Coming train to Plymouth!
You hear?
I don't believe it.
Haven't you even noticed what time it is?
What do you mean?
The time. It's 7:15. Don't you remember?
Shut up!
How rough you are, James, darling. But you do see what I mean, don't you?
I don't know what you're talking about. What the hell do you want, anyway?
I want you to come and meet me here.
Where?
Oh, dear, if I got to open this door again. I told you before, I'm where you left me. And I can't leave there until you come.
This has got to stop, I tell you. It's got to stop. Hello? Hello? Are you there? Damn.
No, but seriously, Mary, I still feel that kids don't really appreciate expensive toys. Oh, hello, James. Oh, you put through a successful deal?
What deal?
Or was it a bit more personal than that, old man?
No, nothing important. Where's Pam?
It's powdering her nose. Oh, there you are, Pam.
Now, where have we got up to? Oh, yes. 4 diamonds doubled. That's your shot, James.
Oh, no bid.
Are you finding it difficult to keep your mind on the game, dear?
No, of course not. What do you mean?
What's the matter, Pam? Not feeling faint or anything, are you?
It's just my head. I told you I had a bad head.
Look here, I think we'd better stop. It's nearly 7:30 and we've only just started this rubber. Pam's not feeling well, I can see that. Now, come along, Evan.
Oh.
Evan.
All right, don't kick me. Oh, so long, you people. See you again after you come back from abroad. When are you off?
Day after tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, I can tell you. Nowhere like La Belle France for a holiday, no?
Ah, but you shouldn't take the wife.
Don't you believe it? It's going to be our second honeymoon.
Come on, Evan.
I'll see you out.
Well, so long, old man.
Bye, Mary.
Bye, James.
Second honeymoon.
Bye. Enjoy yourselves.
Oh, I'm sorry about the head, Pam. Too much gin yesterday evening?
Too much gin covers everything, doesn't it?
Hello? Something the matter? Pam, darling, what have I done to make you look at me like that?
Nothing.
Nonsense, I can see there's something. Have I said something tactless? I'll mix you a small brandy and soda.
James, who is Faye?
Damn. What do you mean, Faye? What do you know about Fay?
I know that she's a woman who rings you up on a personal call and that she wants you to come and meet her somewhere and that she seems to know you rather well.
Oh. So you were listening in just now?
Yes.
Oh, my dear girl, you've got the whole thing wrong. You simply don't understand.
You're only too right I don't.
It isn't the least what you think.
Isn't it?
No, of course it isn't. As a matter of fact, well, Fay was the name of my first wife.
You told me her name was Florence.
Yes, so it was, but I always called her Fay.
So your former wife, who has been dead for over a year, rings you up on the telephone. Most remarkable.
Don't you see it's some wicked, stupid, practical joke, ringing me up and pretending to be a dead woman?
And it happened yesterday, too? And that's why you were so upset?
Naturally. It's a particularly cruel and heartless thing to do.
But how extraordinary. Why should anyone do such a thing?
Oh, there are plenty of batty people in the world, I suppose.
But James, her voice. Did you recognize her voice? You did, didn't you? That's why you were scared as well as angry. It was Fay's voice.
It sounded like it. But of course,
When was it
be.
she wanted you to meet her? Some railway station or other?
Newton Abbot.
But why Newton Abbot? And what has the time, a 7:15, got to do with it?
Because... Well, I've never cared to talk about it much. It's too painful. She was killed in an accident there, you see.
At a 7:15?
Yes. Oh, you might as well hear all about it. She'd been getting faint. She used to have these dizzy spells. We were going back to London after a holiday we'd spent on Dartmoor. We were standing on the platform waiting for the train, and I went to get a paper from the bookstall. She must have felt faint and pitched forward onto the line just as the express came in.
Oh, darling, how tragic for you.
Yes. You can see why I never cared to talk about it.
Yes, of course. James, yesterday you were ringing up to find out where that personal call came from. What did they say?
They said no personal call had been put through to me.
Suppose it's true.
What? Suppose what's true?
I've just been reading a book on psychical research. Really, the most extraordinary things happen. Suppose it really is Fay. Suppose her spirit is there, at that railway station, waiting for you.
Do you think I believe that sort of nonsense?
Nobody would play that sort of a joke. Nobody would. And you recognized her voice. Queer things do happen. People who die violent deaths are earthbound, they say.
Who said she died a violent death?
But she fell under a train, didn't she?
Yes. Yes, of course.
Well, then...
Oh, for heaven's sake, don't go on talking about it. To forget. That's all I want, to forget. Let's talk about ourselves. Let's think how lovely it'll be to get to the south of France. The mimosa will be in bloom, and the Mediterranean will be, oh, so wonderfully blue. Why, when we get out of the train...
Why don't we go by air? It's much more fun.
Oh, no, I hate air travel.
Well, trains are so stuffy and take so much longer.
No, we're going by train. Well, I've got the tickets and everything. That's all settled here.
James, let's go down to this place. What is it, Newton Abbot? Tomorrow. Before we go away, let's be there in the station at 7:15.
Of all the idiotic suggestions, we'll do nothing of the sort. A lot of silly, superstitious rubbish. It's nothing but a hoax, I tell you. And anyway, we've got other things to do tomorrow, all sorts of things. We've got an appointment with the lawyers, for one thing, our 2 wills to sign.
I leave you everything I've got, and you leave me everything you've got. But I get the best of the bargain. You're really quite a rich man, aren't you, darling?
Yes. Yes, it's annoying my capital's tied up in the way it is, but the money's there all right. Oh, you know, you may be a rich widow one of these days.
Darling, don't.
Oh, dearest, I was only joking. But you're right. One shouldn't joke about the things that really matter. You and I are going to have long years of happiness together.
Long years of happiness. I'll try and make up to you for all that you must have suffered.
That's my sweet girl.
Milk, letters, papers, bread, laundry. I think that's everything, Mrs. Lamb.
Don't you worry. I'll look after things for you while you're away.
Thank you, Mrs. Lamb. I'm sure you will. Well, it's 7:30. You better be getting home.
Wouldn't you like me to stay until Mr. Brent comes back?
No, I shall be all right.
Oh, shall I answer it?
No, I will. Good night, Mrs. Lamb.
Good night, Mum.
Hello? Who is that?
Oh, this is Mr. Enderby of Enderby, Blenkinsop and Lookhouse. Can I speak to Mrs. James Brent, please?
Mrs. Brent speaking.
Ah, good evening, Mrs. Brent. You're feeling better, I trust?
Better? I'm quite all right.
Capital. I rang up to acknowledge the receipt of your will, duly signed and witnessed. Your husband brought it in this afternoon. It's quite in order.
Oh, thank you.
I understand that you and your husband are going abroad tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
Allow me to wish you a very pleasant trip.
Thank you.
And no more of these dizzy fits.
Dizzy fits? What do you mean?
Your husband seemed quite worried about you, but I trust they're not serious. You were very wise to rest quietly at home today and not come to my office.
But James said that it was you.
Hello?
Nothing.
Ah, I feared we'd been cut off. As I was saying, now, what was I saying?
You were saying that James was worried about my health. That's all nonsense. I'm perfectly well.
Ah, these devoted husbands, over-anxious, always over-anxious, but it's a fault on the right side.
Perhaps. Well, thank you, Mr. Enderby, for ringing me up.
Not at all. Bon voyage.
Goodbye. Dizzy fits? Dizzy fits? I've never had anything of the kind. It's just on 7:15. I wonder... Hello?
Can Mr. James Brent take a personal call from Newton Abbott?
Oh, he's out.
Can you say when he would be available?
I don't quite know. This is Mrs. James Brent speaking. Perhaps I would do it instead.
Just one moment, please.
So far away. It's very difficult. Can you hear me?
This is Pamela Brent. Who are you?
I'm Fay Mortimer. I know who you are. Don't travel with him by train.
What? I couldn't quite hear you.
Don't travel by train with him.
Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello, Pam. What's the matter? Good Lord, you look as white as a sheet.
James, what was your first wife's name?
I told you, Fay.
No, I mean her maiden name.
Garland, why?
It wasn't Mortimer.
Where did you get hold of that name? Who's been telling you things? Come on now, tell me at once.
Oh, you're hurting me.
Tell me where you got hold of that name.
She said it. Through the telephone.
You mean it's happened again?
Yes. She said her name was Fay Mortimer.
Oh, my God. I must have a drink. That's better. You better have one too, Pam.
I don't need one.
I'm sorry I lost my temper, darling, but this sort of thing gets one down. Oh, thank goodness we're going away tomorrow, right out of England.
I'm not going.
What's that?
I'm not going.
But why not? What's happened?
I'm not going abroad. I'm going down to Newton Abbott.
You'll do nothing of the kind.
You can't stop me. If you won't come too, I shall go alone. We've got to find out what all this means.
It's a stupid, cruel, practical...
Don't say that again. It isn't true. Whatever it isn't a joke. I think it's her.
Huh?
Fay. Come back. Or never gone away. Just waiting there, where she died. Waiting for you to come.
Stop it, Pam. Do you want to drive me mad?
You think so, too. Oh, yes, you do. We've got to go there and find out. If you won't come with me, I'll go by myself.
All right. Of course I shall go if you're going. But I don't like it. And I think you're making a great deal of unnecessary fuss about the whole thing.
Stopping train to Plymouth on the other side up the stairs.
Paddington.
This platform, 7:15, due in a few minutes.
Is that restaurant called?
Yes, friend person, ma'am.
Torquay.
7:55, number 3 over the bridge.
Oh, thanks.
The next train on number 2 platform is for Exeter and Paddington only.
Exeter and Paddington only. Well, Pam, I hope you're satisfied. This is Newton Abbot Station. See any ghosts about?
Don't take up that sceptical attitude. We've got to be helpful, to be receptive.
Helpful? To whom?
To Fay, of course.
How you can believe this farrago of superstitious nonsense.
Well, I don't believe it exactly. I've just got an open mind. And don't you see, if nothing happens, we'll be free of it. You'll be free of it.
The train standing on platform 3 is the stopping train for Plymouth. All stations to Plymouth.
It's nearly time now. Whereabouts was she standing when it happened?
At the end of the platform.
Let's go there. Just about here?
Yes. Oh, this is pretty ghastly, Pam. It brings it all back so.
I'm sorry, darling. I can see how awful you feel, but I'm sure we're doing the right thing. Now, you were both standing just here.
I wasn't. I'd gone to the bookstore to get a paper.
Yes, I know. But you left Fay here.
Yes. She was quite all right when I left her. But she'd been having these dizzy spells and...
James, why did you tell Mr. Enderby that I'd been having dizzy spells?
I never said you'd been... What on earth do you mean?
Why didn't we both go to his office as we arranged?
Because I thought you had quite enough to do. Or why shouldn't he send a clerk along with the papers?
But the excuse you gave him was that I had fits of giddiness.
Oh, nonsense, of course not. I can't imagine where he got hold of that idea.
According to him, he got it from you.
What do you mean, according to him? You never saw the old boy.
He rang me up last night.
What?
It would be easy to fall over on the line here. If one did feel dizzy. Or if someone pushed you.
Exeter and Paddington train just coming in.
So you did come, James.
Fay!
Yes, it's Fay. I've been waiting here for you ever since you pushed me under the train that day.
I never meant to. It was an accident. Just an accident. I didn't mean to push you. Keep away from me! Keep away from me!
She's all right. Coming round now. Take it easy, Mrs. Brent. There. Like that.
Where?
You're in the station master's office, Mrs. Brent. I'm Inspector Narracott. Now, just drink this. There. That's right.
James. Was he...
He was killed instantly. This has been a great shock to you, I know, Mrs. Brent. But in a way, you've been lucky. You were going away with him on a journey abroad, so I've heard. And maybe you wouldn't have come back.
Not come back?
There have been 3 accidents that we know of. One in Northumberland, one in Wales, and one here last year. In each case, the husband had mentioned previously to someone that his wife was subject to dizzy spells. And in each case, when the accident happened, the husband claimed he had gone to a bookstall to buy a paper. The names were different, but it was the same man. But there was no actual evidence, so this lady here volunteered to help us.
You. It was you who spoke to him on the platform. But you can't be Fay.
Fay was my daughter. Our voices were always exactly alike, and we looked sufficiently like each other for me to pass as her. James Mortimer had never met me.
You trapped him.
He murdered my daughter. I always knew it, but I had to break him down. The first time I rang him up, I was in London, but I pretended it was a personal call from Newton Abbot. The second time, I really did speak from Newton Abbot. The third time I rang up, he was out.
And you spoke to me instead?
Spoke to you? No, I never spoke to you.
But you did. You warned me.
You're wrong. I just rang off.
But someone spoke to me. Someone told me not to go on a journey with him. Someone with a voice just like yours. Someone? But who? Who?
Personal Call was written for radio by Agatha Christie. The part of James Brent was played by Ivan Brand and Pamela Brent by Barbara Lott. The play was produced for the BBC by David H. Godfrey.
Agatha Christie rarely gave radio and television interviews, and the few that she did were often never archived. Today, only a tiny handful are known to survive. Most come from programmes recorded for the BBC in the 1950s and 1960s, with many centring on the success of her 1952 play, The Mousetrap. The very earliest recording of Agatha Christie, however, isn't from a British programme at all. In 1945, an American radio network began transmitting a new crime and mystery series starring Harold Huber as Christie's most celebrated creation, Hercule Poirot. Ahead of the first episode, arrangements were made for Agatha Christie herself to introduce the programme to American listeners. Unfortunately, all did not go to plan with this broadcast. Please do not adjust your set.
Before meeting Hercule Poirot and his first American adventure, it seems only fitting for the millions of faithful readers who have followed the little Belgian detective's career in book form to meet the famous lady who created this famous character. So it is our privilege to present a message from Agatha Christie introducing Hercule Poirot from London, England. The next voice you hear will be Miss Agatha Christie. Go ahead, London. We regret that due to atmospheric conditions, we have been unable to bring you Miss Christie from London. However, we have a recording which she made earlier today and which was transmitted by shortwave to this country. We present it now.
I feel that this is an occasion that would have appealed to Hercule Poirot. He would have done justice to the inauguration of this radio program, and he might even have made it seem something of an international event. However, as he is heavily engaged on an investigation, about which you will hear in due course, I must, as one of his oldest friends, deputize for him. The great man has his little foibles, but really, I have the greatest affection for him, and it is a source of continuing satisfaction to me that there has been such a generous response to his appearance on my books, and I hope that his new career on the radio will make many new friends for him among a wider public.
Thank you, Miss Agatha Christie.
Sadly, none of Christie's BBC broadcasts from the 1940s were ever archived. A recording from 1955 is the earliest UK transmission to have survived.
People often ask me what made me take up writing. Many of them, I fancy, wonder whether to take my answer seriously, although it's a strictly truthful one. You see, I put it all down to the fact that I never had any education. Perhaps I'd better qualify that by admitting I did eventually go to school in Paris when I was 16, or thereabouts, but until then, apart from being taught a little arithmetic, I'd had no lessons to speak of at all. Although I was gloriously idle, in those days children had to do a good many things for themselves. They made their own dolls' furniture, and they made Christmas presents to give to their friends. Nowadays they're just given money and told to buy their presents in a big store. But I found myself making up stories and acting the different parts, and there's nothing like boredom to make you write. So by the time I was 16 or 17, I'd written quite a number of short stories and one long, dreary novel. By the time I was 21, I'd finished the first book of mine ever to be published, The Mysterious Affair at Styles. I'd sent it to one or two publishers who didn't want it, and eventually it went to John Lane. About a year later, I heard it had been accepted. Well, that's how it began, and since that time, I've written something like 55 books and half a dozen plays. I do find that one's friends are curious about the way one works. What is your method, they want to know. Well, the disappointing truth is that I haven't much method. I type my own drafts on an ancient but faithful machine I've owned for years, and I find a dictaphone useful for short stories or for recasting an act of a play, but not for the more complicated business of working out a novel. No, I think the real work is done in thinking out the development of your story and worrying about it until it comes right. That may take quite a while. Then when you've got all your materials together, as it were, all that remains is to try to find time to write the thing. 3 months seems to me quite a reasonable time to complete a book, if one can get right down to it. On the other hand, plays, I think, are better written quickly. And of course, writing plays is much more fun than writing books. You haven't got to bother about long descriptions of places and people, or about deciding how to space out your material. And you must write pretty fast to keep in the mood and to keep the talk flowing naturally. I prefer to write a play as a play, that is, rather than to adapt a book. The only reason I ever did that was because I didn't care very much for what happened when other people tried to turn my books into plays. So, in the end, I had to do it myself.
In 1951, Christie decided to adapt one of her early radio plays into a stage play for London's Ambassadors Theatre. Originally titled Three Blind Mice, the play opened in 1952 as The Mousetrap. In February 1960, it was already entering the 8th year of a record-breaking run.
Here's Mr. Huntley Gordon, who's the company and stage manager for The Mousetrap. Now, Mr. Gordon, are you the only member of the original company left of the play?
Yes, I'm the only person who started rehearsals in September 1952.
And aren't you bored with it yet?
Of course not. It's my job. And I adore paying myself every Thursday morning.
How many changes of cast have there been in this time?
Well, all told, 51 people have actually played and appeared in the play.
What about costumes and sets? Have they needed much renewal?
Well, as far as costumes are concerned, each of the ladies that have come to join the cast have had new costumes, because in 7.5 years, fashions have changed so much. And as far as the set is concerned, this is the original set. It's only been struck once, and that was when we had to lay a new carpet. And I think we need another one now.
Now, here's Mr. Peter Saunders, who's presenting the play. Now, Mr. Saunders, do these 3,000 performances constitute a world record?
Well, a record in this country, certainly. We still have to beat Life with Father on Broadway, which we shall do in 5 months' time.
And when did this play open?
In November 1952. And to give you some idea of how long ago that is, at the time Sir Winston Churchill was Prime Minister and Stalin was head of Russia.
Certainly takes us back.
Certainly does.
Now, how many people do you think have seen the play?
Well, in this theatre, which only seats 450 people, over 1 million people have seen it.
Now, in all this time, have you any particularly interesting figures? For instance, how much money have you taken?
Well, we worked out the other day that if everybody had paid with pound notes, there'd be a pile of pound notes 4 miles high. And we also worked out that the wardrobe mistress has ironed 15 miles of shirts.
How much longer do you anticipate the play will run?
I think it'll certainly run another 2 or 3 years, maybe more.
It'll make its 10 years?
It'll make its 10 years.
Will you please raise your glasses? And the toast is to Mrs. Agatha Christie, Commander of the Corps of the British Empire. Response now from Mrs. Agatha Christie. Thank you, Mrs. Christie.
This is awful. I never have been any good at making speeches, and usually someone has come to the rescue and has made my speech for me. But nobody's going to help me tonight, so I've got to do it myself. Anyway, the first thing is the great thanks and the really heartfelt gratitude I feel for this great party tonight and the goodness of everybody. And terrible excitement of having a play that's run 10 years and longer than any other play. And sometimes I really can't believe it's me. Because, I mean, it's not at all the sort of thing that would happen to me, I should say. I mean, if I was writing a book, it wouldn't be a person like me who would have written a play that runs for 10 years. So don't let anybody say that nothing exciting happens to you when you are old, because it does. It's just as nice to be 72 as it is to be young. In fact, tonight it couldn't be more exciting. The only other thing I have to say is that I do feel an enormous debt of gratitude to all the cast, the actors and actors who've played in the Mousetrap and have made it the success that has made it run 10 years. They've all been good casts and they've all brought something to it special of their own. And another thing is, it's been wonderful to have known so many actors and actresses and to find what a charming lot of people they are and how warm-hearted and kindly and good friends, and some of the people who really don't make me feel shy as so many people do. But with them I can always feel very happy and at home and friendly. I want to thank my old friend Dickie Attenborough very much indeed for his speech and the kind things he said. He was the first Sergeant Trotter in the Mousetrap, and he started it on its way, and he's been one of my best friends ever since. He and his wife Sheila Sim, who's also here tonight. I can't thank Dame Sybil enough for all the wonderful things she said. So extraordinarily kind and full of feeling and appreciation of what one feels. Anyway, I have one ambition in life. By force or by guile, I shall take Dame Sybil to the Mousetrap. And last of all, I come to Peter Saunders, who put on the Mousetrap and so many of my plays, and has been such a good friend and such fun always. And I'm glad to end I can't call it a speech because it isn't one really, but to end this by saying that I want to thank him first for that most exciting thing that I should never have dreamt of having. Gold on the inside and full of mystery on the inside. It's a wonderful thing to have, a wonderful thing for him to have thought of. And I now have to say that the next item in the programme will be a little presentation to him. I hope you will like it.
It is now my pleasurable duty to ask Mrs. Agatha Christie if she'd be kind enough to perform the ceremony of cutting the 10-year-old birthday cake.
Do you often go to see your own plays? How often have you seen The Mousetrap?
Oh, about 40 or 50 times, I think.
Do you ever find that you forget the plot? Wonder who did it?
No, I can't say that.
What's your recipe for a successful thriller?
I wouldn't know.
Somebody's quoted you as saying that you get your best plots at the kitchen sink. Does this mean that murder is to you a cosy subject?
No, I don't think so. I think that if you're doing something rather monotonous that doesn't require much thought, you very often get ideas coming into your head, really.
Violent ideas?
No, just ideas about your work. They needn't be violent. Neat tricks, I should describe them as, more than...
Well, most of your violence is, I think, polite and certainly polished. What do you think of the modern sex and sadism school?
Well, I don't like it very much. Too old, I expect. Well, I think it's rather like reading a medical book, rather dull catalogue.
Richard Attenborough, you were in the first production of The Mousetrap. How long was it before you managed to free yourself?
Well, I was able to free myself after 6 months, but I in fact stayed for nearly 2 years.
Have you ever returned to the scene of the crime since you left it?
Yes, about 6.5 years ago.
What did you think?
I thought it was magnificent theatre. It's most skillfully written, you know. It's incredibly skillfully written.
That's the secret of its success and long run.
Well, I think anybody would be a fool who didn't admit that one of the reasons for its long run is that it is in a comparatively small theatre. I think if it had been playing in Theatre Royal, Drury Lane, you know, it wouldn't have run so long, obviously.
In The Mousetrap, you played a policeman. Do you, in general, prefer to be a goodie or a baddie?
Well, I prefer being a baddie. I think the villains are much more fun to play. The nice thing about the Mousetrap, of course, is that you never know whether anybody is either the goodie or the baddie.
Maisie Monty, you've been playing the same part in this play most of the time since 1955. Do you ever get bored with the part?
No, never. If I do, then I shall ask Mr. Saunders to release me, because the moment you get bored with a part, you give a bad performance, and I hope I never shall.
What about the audiences?
Well, we do have a very different audience, and you can usually tell from your first entrance if they're going to play for comedy or if they're going to be a straight audience. We have what we call the Agatha Christie audience, which don't lose a line. Therefore, they're very quiet. The other audiences perhaps come from the country, and they laugh at anything. Then you have to slightly alter your performance to play up to those different people.
Do you ever find you're playing the part off stage?
No, I hope not, because Mrs. Boyle is a very unpleasant person. In fact, a few weeks ago, when I was talking to somebody who hadn't met me before, they said, "Oh, we're so glad we met you privately, because you were such a horrible woman in the play."
The BBC presents Murder in the Mews by Agatha Christie, dramatized for radio by Anthony Aspinall.
Penny for the guy, sir. Penny for the guy. Cool, thank you, sir. Penny for the guy, sir. Penny for the... Oh, blimey, if it ain't a copper. Blimey, if it ain't 2 coppers. Look out, you blokes, we're being watched. Here's a couple of plainclothes coppers all tugged up. Come on, Lisa Carper. Come on, quick, run for it. Run for it.
Just an excuse for begging. That's what Guy Fawkes days.
An interesting survival, my dear Inspector. The fireworks go up long after the man they commemorate, and his deed are forgotten.
You know, Poirot, I don't suppose many of those kids know who Guy Fawkes was.
My friend, I shall be glad to reach my flat.
Be a good night for a murder, wouldn't it? Nobody would hear a shot, for instance, with all this noise going on.
It's often seemed odd to me that more criminals don't take advantage of the fact.
You know, Poirot, I sometimes wish that you'd commit a murder.
Oh, sir.
I'd like to see how you'd set about it.
My dear Inspector, if I committed a murder, you wouldn't have the least chance of seeing how I set about it. You wouldn't be aware, probably, that a murder had been committed.
Oh, is that so? Cocky little devil, aren't you?
Of course I am, my dear Jumper. And with reason. With reason. Allô, allô?
Hello, that you, Poirot?
Oui, c'est moi qui parle.
Jupp here. Remember I walked home with you last night?
Yes.
And we took a shortcut through those mews, Bardsley Garden mews.
Yes.
And we talked about how easy it'd be to shoot a person with all those squibs and rockets and all the rest of it going off.
Yes, certainly.
Well, someone was shot in that mews. Number 14, young widow, Mrs. Allen. She appears to have committed suicide. I'm going round there now. As a matter of fact, our doctor seems to think there's something funny about this. Will you come?
Yes, certainly I'll come. Yes,
Good.
yes.
Number 14, Bardsley Garden Mews.
Ah, number 14. Yes, I'll be there.
Chief Pornsmouth?
Deceased Mrs. Allen, sir. Lived here with a friend, a Miss Jane Plenderleith. Miss Plenderleith was away, staying in the country, and returned this morning. She let herself in with a key and went upstairs. First to her own room, that's this room, then across the landing to her friend's room. The door was locked on the inside. She rattled the handle, knocked and called, but couldn't get any answer. In the end, getting alarmed, she rang up the police station. That was at 10:45. We came along at once and forced the door open. Mrs. Allen was lying in a heap on the ground, shot through the head. There was an automatic in her hand, and it looked a clear case of suicide.
Where's this Miss Plenderleith now?
She's downstairs in the sitting room, sir. A very cool, efficient young lady, I should say.
Oh, well, I'll talk to her presently. Better see the doctor now.
Right, sir. Dr. Brett's still examining the body. This room here, sir, just across the landing.
Oh, hello, Jap.
Morning, Doc.
Glad you've got here. And you've brought Hercule Poirot. Well, heaven help the wretched criminal in this case.
Well, Doctor, what's the trouble?
Well, it's a funny business, this. Take a look at her. She's lying just as we found her. She obviously fell out of that chair onto the floor when she shot herself. The door was locked and the windows fastened on the inside.
Well, then what's wrong?
You notice the fingers of her right hand are clasped round a small pistol.
Hmm?
Are those fingers really gripping that gun?
No, they're not.
And look at the wound. When that pistol was fired, it was held to the head just above the left ear. The left ear, mark you.
Yeah, that seems to settle it. She would have found it difficult to hold a pistol and fire it from that position with her right hand.
Very difficult, I should say. Surely it would have been so much easier to have fired the shot above the right ear.
Yeah, seems pretty obvious then. Someone else shot her and tried to make it look like suicide. What about the locked doors and the windows, Jameson?
Windows were closed and bolted, sir. But although the door was locked, we haven't yet been able to find the key.
Ah. So whoever did it locked the door when he left and hoped the absence of the key wouldn't have been noticed.
That was very stupid.
Oh, come now, Poirot. That's just the sort of detail that's apt to be overlooked. Door's locked, people break in, woman's found dead, pistol in hand, clear case of suicide. She locked herself in to do it. They don't go hunting about for keys. Yeah. Incidentally, Doctor, how long's she been dead?
11 o'clock last night's about as near as I can put it, with a margin of about an hour either way.
Well, that could mean any time between 10 and midnight.
Sergeant Jameson.
Yes, sir?
There was no letter, no note has been found?
From the dead woman? No, sir, nothing.
One more proof that it isn't suicide.
This is her writing bureau over here.
Curious. This bureau doesn't seem to have been used recently.
But there's a goodly pile of cigarette ends in the ashtray.
There's plenty of ink and pens. It's the blotting paper which really interests me.
Why should it?
Clean and unmarked. It's obviously never been used. The wastepaper basket the sergeant there's, I presume, a wastepaper basket, huh?
There is, Monsieur Poirot, but it's empty.
Oh, I see. Thank you. That window, Doctor, that window, huh? Has it been opened since you arrived?
No, it hasn't been touched.
Why are you sniffing like that, Poirot?
Doesn't it strike you, my dear Jup, that the air in this room is unusually fresh?
Not particularly. Well, what of it?
For the moment, I say nothing more.
I was afraid of that. Well, Jameson, it seems we've got a murder case on our hands.
Yes, sir.
Get your staff together and make a thorough search of the house. Let them begin in here. See the fingerprint boys do their stuff as soon as possible.
Very good, sir.
Now I'm going to interview this Miss Plenderleith. You coming with me, Poirot?
Of course. Yes, of course.
You arrived home this morning, Miss Plenderleith, at what time?
I think it was just before 10:30. I paid off the taxi, carried in my suitcase, and went upstairs to my room. I tidied up a bit, and then I went across to Mrs. Allen, and found the door locked. I rattled the handle and knocked, but could get no reply. So I came downstairs again and rang up the police station.
Mademoiselle, it did not occur to you to get help in breaking down the door?
No, I don't think I thought of that. If anything was wrong, it seemed to me that the police were the people to send for.
Then you thought, Mademoiselle, there was something wrong, huh?
Naturally.
You didn't try and look through the keyhole, Miss Plenderleith?
No, I never thought of that. But I couldn't have seen anything, could I? Because the key would have been in it.
You did quite right, of course. I suppose you've no reason to believe your friend was likely to commit suicide?
Oh, no.
You didn't seem worried or distressed in any way?
No.
Did you know she had a pistol?
Yes, she had it out in India. She always kept it in a drawer in her room.
Yeah. You got a license for it?
Imagine so. I don't know for certain.
Have you known Mrs. Allen long?
I've known her about 5 years. I met her first traveling abroad, in Egypt, to be exact. She was on her way home from India. We made friends. At the time, I was looking for someone to share a flat or a tiny house with me. We thought we'd get on well together.
And did you get on well together?
Very well. We each had our own friends, of course. It probably worked out better that way.
I see. What do you know of Mrs. Allen's family and her life before she met you?
Not very much, really. Her maiden name was Armitage, I believe.
And her husband?
He drank, I think. I gather he died a year or two after the marriage.
Oh.
There was one child, a little girl, who died when she was 3 years old. It was obviously a painful subject, and we didn't refer to it.
Do you know if Mrs. Allen was in any financial difficulties, in debt, anything of that kind?
Oh, no.
Now, there's one other question I must ask.
Mm-hmm.
Had Mrs. Allen any particular man friend or men friends?
Well, she was engaged to be married, if that answers your question.
Oh, can you tell me his name?
Certainly. Charles Laverton West. He's MP for some place in Hampshire.
Had she known him long?
Little over a year.
And she's been engaged to him how long?
Ooh, about 3 months.
As far as you know, there hasn't been any quarrel?
Barbara wasn't the quarreling kind.
Yeah. How long is it since you last saw Mrs. Allen?
A week ago, just before I went away.
And she was remaining in London?
Yes.
Where were you staying?
With friends in Essex. I thought you'd want to know, so I've written the address on this card.
Oh, thank you. You only left them this morning?
Yes.
You must have left very early.
I came up by car with my host. He starts early because he has to get to the city by 10.
I see.
What is your opinion of Mr. Laverton West, mademoiselle?
I don't know that I've thought about him one way or the other. He's young, not more than 31 or 2. Ambitious, means to get on in the world.
That's on the credit side. And on the debit?
Well, in my opinion, he's commonplace. His ideas are not particularly original, and he's incredibly pompous.
Hardly very serious faults, mademoiselle.
Don't you think so?
Oh, they might be to you, mademoiselle, but to Mrs. Allen, no, she wouldn't notice them, I think.
You're perfectly right. Barbara thought he was wonderful, took him entirely at his own valuation.
Miss Plenderleith, as far as you know, did Mrs. Allen have any enemies? Anyone, for instance, who would profit by her death?
Oh, no, that'd be ridiculous. She had a very small income anyway.
Who inherits that income?
You know, I really don't know. I shouldn't be surprised if I did. That is, if she ever made a will.
And there was no one who had a grudge against her?
I don't think anyone in the world had a grudge against her. She was a very gentle creature with a sweet and lovable nature.
So it amounts to this. Mrs. Allen has been in good spirits lately. She wasn't in any financial difficulty. She was engaged and happy in her engagement. There was nothing in the world to make her commit suicide. That's right, isn't it?
Yes. Yes, it is. That's why it's all so incredible.
Incidentally, have you let this Mr. Laverton West know about this tragedy?
Oh, no, I'm afraid I haven't. I ought to have rung him up. Oh, how dreadful, I forgot.
Would you like me to do so?
Oh, I should, very much. The telephone's in the hall. You'll find his number on the pad thing beside it.
Thank you. I'll do it right away. I also want to have a word with Sergeant Jameson.
Forgive me if I move a little nearer to the fire, mademoiselle.
Of course.
Beautiful English coal fire, this terrible thing that creates all the smog. Huh? In the room of your friend, I noticed there was only a gas fire.
Oh, this is the only coal fire. All the other fires in the house are gas.
I see. Yes. It has been a great shock to you, your friend's death.
Terrible.
You didn't expect it, no?
Of course not.
No.
Even if Barbara did kill herself, I can't imagine her killing herself that way.
Yet she had a pistol.
Yes, but that pistol was what nonsense. She'd been in out-of-the-way places. She kept it out of habit. Not with any other idea, I'm sure of that.
Why are you sure of that?
Because of the things she said.
Such as?
Well, for instance, we were discussing suicide once, and she said much the easiest way would be to turn the gas on and just go to bed. I said I thought that'd be impossible, to lie there waiting. I said I'd far rather shoot myself. And she said, no, she could never shoot herself. She'd be too frightened in case it didn't come off.
As you say, that's strange, yes, because there was a gas fire in her room.
Yes. That's why I can't understand why she didn't do it that way. I suppose it must have been suicide.
There's one other possibility. It might be murder.
Oh, no. No, what a horrible suggestion.
Horrible, perhaps, but does it strike you as impossible?
But the door was locked on the inside. So was the window.
The door was locked, yes, but there's nothing to show if it was locked on the inside or the outside. You see, the key. The key is missing.
But then, if it's missing, it must have been locked from the outside. Otherwise, it would be somewhere in the room.
Oh, it might have been thrown out of the window. I admit that's unlikely, but...
Murder. Murder. I wonder if it could be. I wonder. You know, I believe you're right. I believe it was murder.
But if it were murder, there'd have to be a motive. Do you know of a motive, mademoiselle?
No. No, I don't.
Ah, my dear Jock.
I've had a word with Mr. Laverton West.
Oh, how did he take it?
Oh, it's shaken him up a bit, I'm afraid. He's coming to see me at the yard, 2 o'clock this afternoon. Tell me, Miss Plenderleith, have you ever seen this small object before?
No.
It's not yours, nor Mrs. Allen's?
No. It's not the kind of thing usually worn by our sex, is it?
Oh, so you recognize it?
Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? That's half of a man's cufflink.
And you can't tell us who it belongs to?
No, I can't.
Oh. Well, thank you for what you have been able to tell us, Miss Plenderleith. I'm afraid I must ask you not to leave this house for the moment. We may want to ask you some more questions later this morning.
Of course, I understand.
Thank you. Now, Poirot, I'd like you to come upstairs with me again. I want you to have your opinion on 1 or 2 points.
As you wish, my dear friend, as you wish.
Poirot, that young woman's too cocky by half. Would it surprise you that I'm having her alibi looked into?
No, it does not surprise me.
There's a police box in the next street. Jameson's putting a call through to our people in Chelmsford. I want some inquiries made at that address Miss Plenderleith gave me. I particularly want to know if she could have left the place and come into London last night.
She's a clever young woman.
Think she did it?
Oh.
She might have, you know. Some quarrel over this young man, this budding MP. She's the sort to bump anyone off if she felt like it and keep her head while she was doing it, too. She had it all very pat. Now, after all, Essex isn't very far away. Plenty of trains. Or a fast car.
Yes.
I think it's worth finding out if she went to bed early with a headache last night. Don't you agree?
Yes. Yes, I do. I do.
In any case, she's holding out on us. That young woman knows something. So often the difficulty with these sort of cases, people will hold their tongues, sometimes out of the most honourable motives.
One can hardly blame them. What about fingerprints, by the way, huh?
Oh, it's murder, all right.
Huh? Oh.
No prints whatever on the gun, wiped clean before being placed in her hand. And even if she managed to wind her arm around her head in some marvellous acrobatic fashion, she could hardly fire off a pistol without hanging on to it. And she couldn't wipe it clean after she was dead. Otherwise, the prints were disappointing. None on the door handle, none on the window. Suggestive, eh?
Yes.
Plenty of Mrs. Allen's all over the place.
Curious. Very curious.
I told Jameson to make some inquiries in the Mews after he put that call through to Essex. You never know, somebody might have seen something that'll help us. Oh, by the way, here's something interesting.
Huh?
Her checkbook and a bank statement. She must have picked up the bank statement yesterday. Take a look at it. Anything strike you?
Yes. She was overdrawn.
Well, anything else?
It is an examination you put me through, huh? What? Yes, I see what you mean. 200 pounds drawn to self 3 months ago, 200 pounds drawn out to self yesterday.
And I'll tell you this. There's no such sum of money in the house. £4 in a handbag and an odd shilling or two in another bag.
Meaning that she paid the sum away last night.
Oh, it looks like it.
Yes.
Now, who did she pay it to, I wonder? Oh, Jameson, get through to Chelmsford all right?
Yes, sir. The inspector's going himself.
Ah.
It's not more than 5 miles away, and it won't be away long before he rings us back.
Oh, good. You gave him the police box number?
I did, sir, and I posted Johnston outside to wait for the call.
Oh, fine. Did you discover anything in the Mews on your way back?
Yes, sir. Several things.
Oh, such as?
To begin with, nobody actually heard the shot. With all those fireworks going off, there wasn't a dog's chance.
I don't suppose there was. Go on.
Well, Mrs. Allen was at home most of yesterday afternoon and evening. She went out about 6, but only to post a letter in the box at the end of the Mews. At about 9:30, a car drove up and a man got out. Description, about 45, well set up, military-looking chap. Dark blue overcoat, bowler hat, toothbrush, moustache.
45. Well, can't very well be Laverton West. He's a baby-faced early 30s.
Well, this man, whoever he was, stayed for just under an hour. He left about 10:20. Stopped in the doorway to speak to Mrs. Allen.
Yeah, how do you know all this?
From a Mrs. Hogg, sir. She's a chauffeur's wife from number 18. Her small boy, Freddie, was hanging about outside the house and heard what was said.
Poirot, what are we waiting for? This woman knows something and she's willing to talk. Come on. And you say you've seen this military-looking gentleman before, Mrs. Hogg?
Oh, yes, sir, and my husband, too. We all knew him at once.
Oh, any idea of his name or where he lives?
Oh, no, nothing like that. We've just seen him calling occasionally at number 14.
Ah. Now, look here, Mrs. Hogg. You're a shrewd woman. I can see that.
Thank you, sir.
Can you give me a line on these two young women, Mrs. Allen and Miss Splenderleith? What were they like, eh? Gay, lots of parties, that sort of thing?
Oh, no, sir, nothing of that. They went out a good bit, Mrs. Allen especially. But they're class, if you know what I mean. Not like some I could name down the other end of the Mews. I'm sure the way that Mrs. Stevens goes on, if she is Mrs. Stevens at all, which I doubt. Well, I shouldn't like to tell you what goes on there.
Yes, quite so, Mrs. Hogg. Now, Mrs. Allen and Miss Splenderleith, they were well-liked then?
Oh, very nice ladies, both of them, especially Mrs. Allen.
And Miss Splenderleith?
Oh, well, of course, she's a nice lady too, but much more abrupt, if you know what I mean. But I've nothing against her, nothing at all.
She and Mrs. Allen got on well together?
Oh, yes, no quarrelling, nothing like that. Very happy and contented they were.
Yeah. Mrs. Hogg, do you know Mrs. Allen's fiancé by sight?
The gentleman she's going to marry?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, he's been here quite a bit off and on. Member of Parliament, they do say.
It was not he who came last night.
No, sir, it was not. And if you ask me, sir, what you're thinking is all wrong. Mrs. Allen wasn't that kind of a lady. It's true there was no one else in the house, but I don't believe anything of that kind. I said to my husband only this morning, no, I says, Mrs. Allen was a lady, a real lady. So don't go suggesting things. Knowing what a man's mind is, if you'll forgive my mentioning it.
Yeah. Now, you saw this man arrive and you saw him leave. That is so, isn't it?
That's so.
And you didn't hear anything else? Any sounds of a quarrel?
No, sir. Nor likely to, with fireworks popping here, there, and everywhere, and my Freddie with his eyebrows singed off as near as nothing.
Yeah. And this man left at 10:20. That's right, isn't it?
Well, I couldn't say myself, but my husband says so, and he's a very reliable, steady man.
Yes, but you actually saw him leave.
Yes, and I saw him standing in the doorway talking to Mrs. Allen before he drove off.
You saw Mrs. Allen too?
Yes, she was standing just inside the doorway, I think.
Oh, did you notice what she was wearing?
No, I couldn't say. Not notice in particular, as it were.
Oh, incredible.
And the gentleman, how was he dressed?
Oh, he was in a blue overcoat and a bowler hat. Very smart and well set up. Ah, that'll be my Freddie for sure. Excuse me for a tick while I'll let him in. Hello, Mum. Dinner ready? Oh, what a little greedy guts you are, son. You don't have to worry about your dinner. It's all in the oven waiting for you. But first of all, you come in here, Freddie. We've got two detective gentlemen from Scotland Yard waiting to see you.
To see me, Mum? Well, I ain't done nothing.
It's all right, young man. No one's accused you of anything. But you may be able to help us. Now, you saw someone leave number 14 at about 10:20 last night, huh?
That's right, sir, I did. Gent in a blue overcoat.
And you heard him say something, didn't you?
Yeah, I heard them talking. The gent said, think it over and let me know. Then she said something and he answered, all right, so long. And he got into his car. I was holding the door open, but he didn't give me nothing and drove away.
You didn't hear what Mrs. Allen said?
No, sir, can't say I did.
Could you tell us what sort of dress she was wearing? The colour, for instance?
Couldn't say at all. She must have been round behind the door.
Oh, that's interesting, yes. Yeah. Now, my boy, I want you to think and answer my next question very carefully. If you don't know and can't remember, say so, see?
Yes,
Is
sir.
that clear?
Yes, sir.
Which of them closed the door, Mrs. Allen or the gentleman?
The lady probably did. No, she didn't. He did. He pulled it to with a bang and jumped into the car quick. It looked as if he had a date somewhere.
Thank you, jeune homme. You've been most helpful. I have no more questions to ask.
Thank you, sir.
Well, in that case, we'll be getting back to number 14. You've both been very helpful, Mrs. Hogg. Thank you. I hope we shan't have to trouble you again.
Oh, that'll be quite all right, sir. Anything to help poor Mrs. Allen. Be no trouble to us.
Oh, very nice of you. Good morning.
Good morning, madame.
Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Now, I suppose we'll have to get hold of this military gentleman with the toothbrush moustache. It's pretty clear he was the last person to see her alive. I know who he was.
I see Miss Plenderleaf is watching us approach from the sitting room window. Why not ask her?
I shall. She may tell us. I've no doubt she could tell us a good deal if she liked.
Yes.
You were alone with her for a bit. I hoped you'd trot out that father confessor manner of yours that sometimes makes such a hit.
Oh, alas, we talked only of gas fires.
Gas fires? I thought the only things which seemed to interest you were the blotting pad on Mrs. Allen's writing bureau and the wastepaper baskets. Oh, yes, I saw you having a quiet look in the one downstairs. Anything in it?
A catalogue of bulbs on an old magazine.
If somebody's going to throw away an incriminating document, they're not likely to pitch it into a wastepaper basket.
That's true, that's true. Only something quite unimportant would be thrown away like that.
I wish I knew what you're driving at. Ah, front door's open. Let's go in and see what else this aloof young woman can tell us. Now, look here, Miss Pemberley. Don't you think it'd be wiser to spill the beans here and now? It's going to come to that in the end.
I really don't know what you mean. I've answered all your questions. I don't see what more I can do.
Well, it's my opinion that you could do a lot more, if you chose.
I think, my dear Judd, that mademoiselle would appreciate better the reason for your questions if you told her just how the case stands.
Oh, it's very simple. The facts are as follows. Your friend was found shot through the head with a pistol in her hand and the door and window fastened. That looked like a plain case of suicide, but it wasn't suicide. Medical evidence alone proves that.
How?
Well, the pistol was in her hand, but the fingers weren't gripping it. Moreover, there were no fingerprints at all on the pistol. And then again, she left no letter. Now, the door was locked. The key hasn't yet been found.
So that's it. All along, I felt it was impossible she should have killed herself. And I was right. Ask me any questions you like. I'll answer them to the best of my ability.
Ah, very well. Now, last night, Mrs. Allen had a visitor. He's described as a man of 45, military bearing, toothbrush moustache, smartly dressed.
I can't be sure, of course, but it sounds like Major Henry Eustace.
Who's this Major Eustace?
He's a man Barbara had known abroad, in India. He turned up about a year ago, and we've seen him on and off ever since.
He was a friend of Mrs. Allen's?
He behaved like one.
What was her attitude to him?
I don't think she really liked him. In fact, I'm sure she didn't.
Did she ever seem afraid of him?
Yes, I think she was. She was always nervous when he was about.
Ah. Did he and Mr. Laverton West meet at all?
Only once, I think. They didn't take to each other much. Charles is a bit of a snob. Henry Eustace is a bit hairy at the heel. Not a good mixture.
And his address, this Major Eustace?
A flat in the Cromwell Road. Don't know its number, I'm afraid.
Ah. Would it come to you as a surprise, Miss Plenderleaf, if I suggested this man was blackmailing Mrs. Allen?
Of course. Oh, what a fool I've been not to have thought of it.
You think the suggestion feasible, mademoiselle?
Yes, I do. And I've been a dreadful idiot not to have guessed it was that. Barbara borrowed small sums of me several times during the last 6 months, and I've seen her sitting poring over her passbook. Oh, I knew she was living well within her income, so I didn't bother. But of course, if she was paying out large sums of money...
It would accord with her general demeanor, yes?
Absolutely. She was nervous and quite jumpy sometimes. Not at all what she used to be.
Excuse me, but that is not what you told us before.
Well, that was different. She wasn't depressed. I mean, she wasn't feeling suicidal or anything like that. But blackmail, yes. Oh, how I wish she'd told me.
You've no idea what this man's hold over her may have been?
No, I haven't the faintest idea. I can't believe, knowing Barbara, it could have been anything really serious. On the other hand, she could be very easily frightened. In fact, she was just the sort of girl who'd be a positive gift to a blackmailer. A dirty swine.
Unfortunately, the crime seems to have taken place the wrong way round. It's the victim who should kill the blackmailer, not the blackmailer's victim.
Yes, that's true. But supposing Barbara got desperate. She may have threatened him with that silly little pistol of hers. He tries to wrench it away from her, and in the struggle he fires it and kills her. Then he's horrified at what he's done and tries to pretend it was suicide.
Yeah, it might be. Ah, but there's a difficulty. Major Eustace, if it was him, left here last night at 10:20 and said goodbye to Mrs. Allen on the doorstep.
Oh, I see. But he might have come back later.
Yeah, that's possible.
Tell me, where was Mrs. Allen in the habit of receiving guests? Here or in the bedroom upstairs?
Both. But this room was used for more communal parties and for my own special friends. You see, Barbara had the biggest bedroom and used it quite often as a sitting room.
But if Major Eustace came here by appointment last night, in which room would Mrs. Allen have received him?
I think she'd probably bring him in here. On the other hand, if she wanted to write a check or anything of that kind, she'd probably take him upstairs. There are no writing materials down here.
Writing materials. Did she ever use a ballpoint pen, mademoiselle?
No, she hated them. She liked a pen with a large, fat nib and plenty of ink.
Yes, but there's no question of writing a check last night. Mrs. Allen had drawn out £200 in cash yesterday morning. And so far, we've not found any trace of it.
£200? She gave it to that brute. Oh, poor Barbara.
Well, unless, as you suggest, it was an accident, it still seems remarkable to me that he should kill an apparently regular source of income.
It wouldn't take much to make Henry Eustace lose his head.
Oh, you'd say he was capable of murder when in that state?
Yes, I would.
I see. What sort of cigarettes did he smoke?
I've no idea.
What cigarettes did Mrs. Allen smoke?
Common Virginia. Same as these in this box here. Have one?
Not at the moment, thank you.
And you, mademoiselle, you smoke the same?
I do.
You don't smoke Turkish?
Never.
Nor Mrs. Allen?
No, she didn't like them.
And Mr. Laverton West, what did he smoke?
Charles, does it matter what he smoked? You're not going to pretend that he killed her.
A man has killed the woman he loved before now, mademoiselle.
Charles wouldn't kill anybody. He's a very careful man.
All the same, it's the careful men who commit the cleverest murders. He smoked the same cigarettes as his fiancée, huh?
No. Something much more exotic.
Hello, Jameson. Anything new to report?
Yes, sir. I'd like to have a word with you privately, sir.
Oh, in that case, I'll come upstairs right away.
Oh, Inspector.
Yes?
I'd rather like to go up to my own bedroom. Would you mind? I could then leave you all in here to have your private get-together.
Oh, of course, if you prefer it that way. Jameson, your men have finished upstairs, haven't they?
Yes, sir, some time ago.
In that case, I'll go up right away. Inspector, am I still confined to the house?
No, Miss Plenderleith. No, you can go where you like. But if you intend to leave London, I'd be glad if you'd leave me your address.
I've no intention of leaving here till this whole matter is finally cleared up.
Well, Jameson?
Chelmsford have just rung through, sir. They've got the dope for us on Miss Plenderleith.
Oh, what is it?
She was playing bridge up to midnight. Host, hostess, naval commander, guest, and 2 servants. They can all swear to that.
Well, I suppose that should be conclusive enough for anybody. But I still believe that girl's concealing something. Oh, well, let's see what we've got in the way of suspects, apart from the chilly Miss Plenderleith. There's the fiancé, Mr. Charles Laverton West, who smokes exotic cigarettes, presumably Turkish. And there's Major Henry Eustace, who was almost certainly the last person to see the murdered woman alive. Make a note of that name, will you, Jameson?
Henry Eustace.
That's right. He's got a flat in the Cromwell Road. Find out its number and anything else you can.
Very good, sir. Oh, you haven't forgotten Mr. Laverton West will be at the yard at 2 o'clock, sir?
No. I hadn't realized it was so late. Oh, well, if we go now, we just have time to snatch a sandwich before he arrives. You coming, Poirot? You'd like to be there, wouldn't you?
Yes, monsieur, but I'll deny myself the strange English sandwich. Don't wait for me. I'll follow by taxi in a few minutes.
You're going to have a proper lunch, is that it?
Something much less amusing. I'm going to look in the dustbin.
The dustbin?
Yes. You notice my great interest in waste paper baskets. Well, I also have an interest in dustbins. Now, don't be alarmed. I'll be with you by 2 o'clock. À tout à l'heure.
These foreigners, sir.
Now, Mr. Laverton West, have you any idea who might be likely to make away with Mrs. Allen?
No, indeed. The mere idea, it's unthinkable.
She never mentioned any enemies, anyone who might have a grudge against her?
Never.
Did you know she had a pistol?
No, I wasn't aware of the fact.
Miss Plenderleith says Mrs. Allen brought this pistol back from India with her some years ago.
Good heavens, I knew nothing about it.
Well, of course, we've only Miss Plenderleith's word for that. It's quite possible that Mrs. Allen felt herself in danger from some source and kept the pistol handy for reasons of her own.
She never said a word about it.
What's your opinion of Miss Plenderleith? I mean, does she strike you as a truthful, reliable person?
I think so. Yes, I should say so.
You don't like her?
Oh, I wouldn't say that. That sarcastic, independent type isn't attractive to me. But I'd say she was quite truthful.
Do you know a Major Eustace?
Eustace? Eustace, yes, I remember the name. I met him once at Mrs. Allen's. Rather a doubtful customer, in my opinion. I said as much to Mrs. Allen. He wasn't the type of man I should have encouraged to come to the house after we were married.
And what did Mrs. Allen say?
Oh, she quite agreed. She trusted my judgment implicitly. She explained that she couldn't very well be rude to a man she hadn't seen for some time. I think she felt especially a horror of being snobbish.
Yeah.
Well, as a member of Parliament, I have to be very careful in choosing my friends. One is, to a certain extent, in the limelight.
Quite, yes. Will you give me an account of your movements on the night of November the 5th?
My movements? My movements?
Purely as a matter of routine, we ask everybody.
I should have thought a man in my position would be exempt.
I'm afraid not, sir.
Well, I was, let me see. Oh, yes. I left the House of Commons at 10:30. I went for a walk along the embankment. I watched some of the fireworks. Then I walked home.
Reaching home, your London address is Onslow Square, I think. At what time?
I hardly know exactly.
Well, 11, half past?
Yes, somewhere about then.
Did you meet anybody whilst you were walking? Anybody who recognized you?
No. Really, Chief Inspector, I resent these questions very much.
They're just a matter of routine, sir. There's nothing personal, you know.
Well, if that's all...
That's all. For the present, Mr. Laverton West.
You'll keep me informed?
Oh, of course.
Oh, monsieur, such a loss. But I'll say no more. Permit me to offer you a cigarette. Oh, my case is empty. Mille pardons, monsieur. Job, my dear friend, can you come to my aid?
Yes, of course. Oh, sorry. Afraid mine's empty, too. Smoked far too much this morning.
Have one of mine, Monsieur Poirot.
Oh, thank you. It was really for you that I wanted, but since you insist, you're most kind.
I never smoke before 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not good for the health, you know.
How very wise.
Well, thank you for your sympathy, Monsieur Poirot. You'll keep me informed, won't you, Inspector?
We will, sir. You can be sure of that.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Oh, dear. Bit of a stuffed fish. The Plenderleith girl was quite right about him. Oh, well, now I suppose I can light one of my own cigarettes. What about the one you pinched from him?
No luck, I'm afraid. Egyptian, not Turkish. And with a cork tip.
Pity. I've never heard a weaker alibi. In fact, it wasn't an alibi at all. You know, Poirot, it's a pity the boot wasn't on the other leg and she'd been blackmailing him. He's a lovely type for blackmail. Pay out like a lamb. Anything to avoid a scam.
My friend, it's very pretty to reconstruct the case as you would like it to be, but that's not strictly our affair.
No, quite right. But I think we know who is our affair. I got a few lines on Major Henry Eustace while I was eating those sandwiches you spurned. Oh? He's got a police record. Con man and thief. Hello. Get me Detective Sergeant Jameson on the line, will you? Oh, incidentally, Poirot, how was the dustbin? Find anything?
Nothing.
Pity. Great. Hello, Jameson. Did you get that number in the Cromwell Road, the Eustace flat? Oh, good. He's in the flat at the moment, you think? You sure? All right. Get my car brought round at once, will you? Because we're going along there immediately. Oh, Major Eustace?
Yes, what can I do for you?
I'm Chief Inspector Jupp from Scotland Yard. This is Monsieur Hercule Poirot, the eminent Belgian detective. We'd both like to have a talk with you, sir.
Well, suppose you better come in.
Thank you, sir.
No, I've no idea what you want to see me about. My sitting room's through here. There we are. Want to take a pew?
Thank you.
Cigarette?
Oh, thank you. Oh, you smoke Turkish, I see.
Yes, I'm sorry. You prefer Gasper? I think I got some somewhere.
No, this will do very well. Perhaps you can guess, Major Eustace, why we've come to see you.
I've no idea what brings such a big gun as the chief inspector to see me. Anything to do with my car?
No, it's not your car. I think you knew a Mrs. Barbara Allen.
Oh, so that's it. Of course, I might have guessed. Very sad business.
You knew about it?
Saw it in the early editions of the evening papers. Too bad.
You knew Mrs. Allen out in India, I think.
Yes, that's some years ago now.
You also know her husband?
No. Matter of fact, I never came across Allen.
But you knew something about him?
Well, I heard he was by way of being a bad hat. Of course, that's only a rumor.
Mrs. Allen didn't say anything?
We never talked about him.
You were on intimate terms with her.
Well, we were old friends, you know. Old friends. We didn't see each other very often.
But you did see her yesterday evening.
Yes. Matter of fact, I did.
You called at her house, I think.
Yes. She'd asked me to advise her about some investments. Of course, I can see what you're driving at. Her state of mind last night, that sort of thing.
She gave you no hint as to what she was going to do?
Well, not the least in the world. Matter of fact, when I said good night, I said I'd bring her up soon. We'd do a show together.
You said you'd ring her up?
Yes.
Those were your last words?
Yes. Yes, they were.
Curious. I have information that you said something quite different.
Well, of course, I can't remember the exact words.
According to my information, what you actually said was, well, think it over and let me know.
Let me see. Yes, I believe you're right. Not exactly that. I think I was suggesting she should let me know when she was free.
Yes, not quite the same thing, is it?
My dear fellow, you can't expect a man to remember word for word what he said on any given occasion.
And what did Mrs. Allen reply?
Said she'd give me a ring.
And then you said, all right, so long.
Oh, probably, something of the kind, anyway.
You say that Mrs. Allen asked you to advise her about investments. Did she by any chance entrust you with a sum of £200 in cash to invest for her?
What the devil do you mean by that?
Was the money for investment, or was it blackmail?
Here, you suggesting...
I think, Henry Eustace, at this point, I must ask you if you're willing to come to Scotland Yard and make a statement. There is, of course, no compulsion, and you can, if you prefer it, have your solicitor present.
Solicitor? What the devil do I want with a solicitor? What are you cautioning me for?
I'm inquiring into the circumstances of the death of Mrs. Allen.
Look here, damn it, man. You don't suppose that... Why, that's nonsense. What happened was this. I called round to see Barbara by appointment.
That was at what time?
At about 9:30, I should say. We sat and talked.
And smoked?
Yes, and smoked. Anything damaging in that?
Where did this conversation take place?
In the sitting room, left to the door as you go in. Talked together quite amicably, as I say. I left a little before 10:30. Stayed for a minute on the doorstep for a few last words.
Last words, precisely.
Huh? Who are you, I'd like to know? I'm quite a damned foreigner. What are you butting in for?
You've been told I'm Hercule Poirot.
Don't care if you're the Achilles statue. Well, as I say, Barbara and I parted quite amicably. I drove straight to the Far East Club, got there at 5:20 to 11, went straight up to the card room, stayed there playing bridge until 1:30. Now then, put that in your pipe and smoke it.
It's a pretty alibi you have there.
A pretty cast-iron one, I should say. Now, Mr. Chief Inspector, are you satisfied?
You remained in the sitting room throughout your visit?
Yeah.
You didn't go upstairs to Mrs. Allen's room?
No, I tell you, we stayed in the one room and didn't leave it.
Ah. How many sets of cufflinks have you?
Cufflinks? Cufflinks? What's that got to do with it?
We're not bound to answer the question, of course.
Answer it? I don't mind answering it. I've nothing to hide. And I shall certainly demand an apology for all this, you know. I don't know how many pairs of cufflinks I've got, but I always wear the same ones. I'm wearing them now. Look, here you are, if you want to.
Yeah, very nice design. I see one's broken. Bit of enamel chipped off. Don't remember when that happened, I suppose?
Day or two ago, no longer.
Would you be surprised to hear that it happened when you were visiting Mrs. Allen?
Why should I? I haven't denied I was there.
Yes, but that bit of cufflink wasn't found in the sitting room. It was found upstairs in Mrs. Allen's room. In the room where she was killed and where a man sat smoking the same kind of Turkish cigarettes that you smoke.
You can't do this. You've got nothing on me, not a thing. You're trying to frame me, but you can't do that. I've got an alibi. And I never went near the house again.
No one's
night.
accused you of going near the house again. You didn't need to. Wasn't Mrs. Allen already dead when you left it?
Well, that's impossible. She was just inside the door. She spoke to me. People must have heard her.
Oh, they
seen
heard
her.
you speaking to her and pretending to wait for her answer and then speaking again. It's an old trick. Often succeeds.
But it isn't true. Can't you believe me? It isn't true. I tell you, I didn't kill her. I swear it. She was alive.
I'll have to ask you to come with us.
You're arresting me?
Detained for inquiry, we'll put it that way.
I suppose I'm sunk. Look here, I did accept money from her.
Oh, so it was blackmail.
Well, call it that if you like. But I didn't kill her. You must believe me, I didn't kill her. Until I saw the evening papers, I had no idea she was dead. No idea at all.
This is the car. Will you get in, Major Eustace?
No.
Jameson, I'm detaining this man.
Right, sir.
Poirot, you're coming back to the yard with us?
First, mon cher, I should like to ask Sergeant Jameson if he's noticed anything strange while he's been waiting for us out here.
Well, nothing really, sir, except that Miss Plenderleith. She seems very interested in what we're doing.
Miss Plenderleith?
Yes, sir. She's been standing on the other side of the street watching this car. I think she must have been here before we arrived.
But she's not here now. What's happened to her?
She is there, sir. Look, she's sitting at the window table in that tea shop just across the way. I think she realized I'd spotted her. That was when she moved in there.
Well, what do you make of that, Poirot?
I make a great deal, my friend. A very great deal. Let Sergeant Jameson take Major Eustace to Scotland Yard. I want you to stay here with me.
Stay here? But in a wet and windy Cromwell Road? What on earth for?
Those cozy tea rooms opposite. They're fortunately empty except for Miss Plenderleith. I suggest we go at once and have a cup of that curious English beverage.
Well, surely you don't think there's much significance
In Miss Plenderleith's presence in that tea shop window facing us? Yes, mon cher colleague, I do. There you have a spider sitting in the center of a web. I now know everything, but everything. Come with me. Have that cup of tea. Good afternoon, Miss Plenderleith. May we join you at this table?
Why, if it isn't Monsieur Poirot and the Chief Inspector. One of us should say something about it being a small world, I suppose. I'm afraid I was just leaving.
You have a good view of the street from this window, particularly of those flats opposite.
Yes. But I can't imagine anyone being inspired by the sight of the Cromwell Road. Now, I really must go.
And the spectacle of Major Eustace being driven away in the police car. I suggest that was something you found inspiring, mademoiselle?
Has he been arrested?
Detained for further questioning.
He killed Barbara. I know he did. And I knew you'd come here for him. That's why I'm here. I've been waiting here all the afternoon, thinking how I should gloat when you took him away.
And did you gloat, mademoiselle?
Yes, I did. I found myself wishing that executions still took place in public.
I'll go and order some tea. Won't be a second.
I expect I've shocked you, Monsieur Poirot. But that's how I feel about that unspeakable swine. And I've no intention of disguising my feelings. Has he admitted? Has he confessed?
He insists he's innocent of the murder.
But you don't believe that, do you?
Murder, mademoiselle, is the willful destruction of one human being by another human being.
Why do you say that? Sounds horrible.
It is horrible. That's why you, mademoiselle, should be very careful.
I've ordered a tea and toasted buns.
And I was just going to describe, if mademoiselle can spare the time, Those events which led up to the death of Mrs. Barbara Allen.
Are you trying to tell me Henry Eustace didn't kill her?
Monsieur Poirot has his own method of summing up a case, Miss Plenderleath. I suggest you and I just sit still and listen.
Thank you, my dear Job. As you know, when we arrived at your house this morning, mademoiselle, we went immediately to the room where the body of Mrs. Allen had been found. I was struck at once by several significant details. There were things, you see, in that room that were, yes, decidedly odd.
Go on.
To begin with, there was the cigarette smoke.
Cigarette smoke? I didn't smell any.
Precisely. You didn't smell any stale smoke at all. And that was very strange, for the door and window were both closed. And yet on an ashtray were the stubs of no fewer than 10 cigarettes. It was curious. Very curious that the room should smell as it did, perfectly fresh. Then there was the writing bureau.
Ah, I thought we'd come to that.
That writing bureau was really, very interesting. Something was missing.
Missing? What was missing?
A sheet of blotting paper, mademoiselle. The blotter, the blotting book, it had on the top a clean, untouched sheet of blotting paper.
Oh, really, Monsieur Poirot? People do occasionally tear off a much-used sheet, you know.
Yes, but what do they do with it, huh? Throw it into the waste paper basket, don't they?
Usually, yes.
But it was not in the waste paper basket. No. I looked.
But you can't know when she threw it away. It might have happened days ago. The sheet was clean because she hadn't been writing any letters.
That could hardly be the case, mademoiselle, for Mrs. Allen was seen going to the post box that evening. Therefore, she must have been writing letters. She could not write downstairs. There was no writing materials. She would hardly be likely to go to your room to write. So then, what happened to the sheet of paper on which she had blotted her letters? You tell me she never used a ballpoint pen. Therefore, she must have blotted those letters somewhere. Oh, it's true that people sometimes throw things in the fire instead of the waste paper basket, but there was only a gas fire in the room, and the fire downstairs had not been alight the previous day.
Isn't all this rather trivial and unimportant?
I think not. I looked everywhere in your house for that piece of blotting paper. In all the waste paper baskets and the dustbin, everywhere. But it was not to be found. And that seemed to me very important. It looked as though someone had deliberately taken it away. Why? Because there was writing on it which could easily have been read by holding it up to a mirror. And there was something else, mademoiselle. Something else which had been brought into the room. The ashtray with the cigarette ends.
That was brought in?
But of course, that room was fresh and pure smelling. A room in which the window had been open, not closed all night. When I realized these things, I made myself a picture of you, mademoiselle, driving up in your taxi yesterday morning at 10:20. I saw you paying it off, running up the stairs, calling perhaps Barbara, and you open the door and find your friend lying there dead, with a pistol clasped in her hand. The left hand, naturally, since she's left-handed. And therefore, too, the bullet had entered the left side of her head.
You're accusing me. You must be mad. Oh, I'm not going to listen to you. I'm going.
Stay where you are, Miss Plenderleath. Go on, Poirot.
On the writing bureau in Mrs. Allen's room, there was a note. Was there not, mademoiselle? A note addressed to you and telling you what had driven her to take her own life. I think almost at once the idea flashed into your head. This was a certain man's doing. Let him be punished. Fully and adequately. So, you take the pistol, mademoiselle. Wipe it and place it in the right hand.
No,
You take the note and you tear off the top sheet of blotting paper on which the note had been blotted. You go downstairs, light the fire, and put them both on the flames.
It's not
Then you carry up the ashtray to further the illusion that two people sat there talking. And you also take up a fragment of enamel cufflink that is on the floor. That is a lucky find, and you expect it to clinch matters. Then you close the window and lock the door. There must be no suspicion that you have tampered with the room. The police must see it exactly as it is. So you do not seek help in the Mews, but ring the police straight away. So it goes on. You play your chosen role with judgment and coolness. You refuse at first to say anything, but cleverly you suggest the doubts of suicide. Later, you are quite ready to set us on the trail of Major Eustace. Yes, mademoiselle. The only murder in Bardsley Garden Mews was your murder.
My murder?
Precisely. It was a very clever murder, your attempted murder of Major Eustace, for that is what you've been trying to do.
So you know.
Yes, mademoiselle. I know.
It wasn't murder. It was justice. That man hounded poor Barbara to her death. You see, she got involved with a man in India when she first went out there. He was a married man, many years older than she was. Then she had a baby. She went off to some out-of-the-way spot and came back calling herself Mrs. Allen. Later, the child died. She came back here and she fell in love with Charles, that pompous ass. She adored him, and he took it as a matter of course. If he'd been a different kind of man, I'd have advised her to tell him everything. But as it was, I advised her to hold her tongue.
And then Major Eustace appeared?
Yes. Oh, you know the rest. That devil began to bleed her systematically. But it wasn't until last night that she realized she was exposing Charles, too, to the risk of scandal. Once married to Charles, Eustace had got her where he wanted her. Married to a rich man with a horror of any scandal. When Eustace left the house last night, she sat thinking it over. Then she went upstairs and wrote a letter to me. She said she loved Charles, couldn't live without him. But for his own sake, she mustn't marry him. She was taking the best way out, she said. Do you wonder I did what I did? And you sit there and call it murder?
Because it is murder. Attempted murder. And murder cannot be justified.
Oh, what rubbish! Some people don't deserve to live.
Mademoiselle, face the truth. Your friend died in the last resort because she's not the courage to
How
live.
dare you? That's a cruel thing to say.
But it's so, and you know it. Because of that, you really wish of your own volition to destroy the life mind of any human being?
Don't talk to me like that. I can't bear it.
So you are a woman, after all, huh? Not a cold-blooded machine designed for vengeance. And you're not ashamed of the trouble you've caused? Oh, not to me. I'm retired. These cases are to me just recreation, but to the chief inspector here. You realize that your stupid desire for personal revenge
has wasted a good deal of his time and that I may be sent to prison for it? Oh, yes, I know. Why do you think I leapt to my feet and nearly ran out of here a few minutes ago? Don't worry, Inspector. I've got my nerves under control now. No more panic. Are you going to arrest me?
No.
You're not going to take any action against me? Is that what you mean?
That's it. I'm not even going to say, don't do it again. It's not likely that fate will put you in a position to give a repeat performance. I'm not a vindictive man, Miss Plenderleaf.
So I see. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Now I'd better go. You know, when it came to the point, I don't think I could have stood by and let them hang him. That proves, I suppose, that I'm just a silly, emotional female after all. Goodbye.
Well, I damn. Not murder disguised as suicide, but suicide disguised as murder. Yes. And pretty cleverly done, too. Good for you, Poirot. Not bad for an old dog, are you? At last! Here comes our tea and those toasted buns I ordered.
Oh, no, my dear Jump. You can't do this to me. No. The tea, perhaps, the toasted buns. No, never, sir. No, jamais.
That was Murder in the Mews by Agatha Christie, dramatized for radio by Anthony Aspinall. The part of Hercule Poirot was played by Richard Williams, Chief Inspector Jupp by Jack Melford, Jane Plenderleith by Monica Gray, Detective Sergeant Jameson by Ronald Sidney, Charles Laverton West by Alan Cuthbertson, Major Henry Eustace by William Fox, Dr. Brett by Duncan McIntyre, Mrs. Hogg by Ella Milne, and Freddie Hogg by Ian Whittaker. The play was produced by David H. Godfrey in the London studios of the BBC.
Penny for the guy, sir. Penny for the guy. Cool, thank you, sir. Penny for the guy, sir. Penny for the... Oh, blimey, if it ain't a copper. Come on, Lisa Carper. Come on, quick, run for it.
Well, hello, my name's Toby Haydock, and I'm delighted to be speaking to the first voice you hear in Murder in the Mews. So, Ian Whittaker.
Well,
Freddie,
hello.
how are you?
I'm absolutely fine. It's very interesting to be here after so many years, and to have heard myself all those years ago playing a teenager.
When you were sent this episode that we've all listened to, did it unlock memories? Did they come flooding back?
I do have a sort of vague a memory of being down in some basement in Broadcasting House in London. But other than that, I'd forgotten about it entirely. I used to do a lot of schools broadcasting, and I remember some of those. But it's only after listening to the programme that it sort of vaguely comes back to me. I had a very light voice, and I think that's probably why I was employed in this programme. I couldn't believe I was as old as I was when I did it. When I looked at the dates, I thought, God, I was 27 in 1955. It's nauseating, isn't it?
So, do you have any memories of your fellow cast members from the radio production?
I was looking at that at the cast list, and I'm very sad to hear that I'm the only one left. Richard Williams and Monica Gray and Duncan McIntyre, they're all people whose names I know very, very well, who worked regularly in radio, and I knew their names, and I was probably quite thrilled to be working with them at the time. But personally, Alan Cuthbertson is an actor that I sort of came across several times over the years in various things, although I can't tell you what. He certainly had a very distinguished career, both in films and theatre. I thought particularly Monica Gray. I mean, she really, you could visualise her, couldn't you, as a person?
Alan Cuthbertson was a terrific actor.
Yes, I mean, they really created characters just in their voices. I didn't think I was very good, actually.
And did you enjoy doing radio?
Yes, I did. Radio was always sort of very quick and easy, but it didn't pay very well, and certainly not the sort of also-rans like myself. But it was over quickly. You didn't have to do any costume fittings. It didn't matter what you looked like. You didn't have to learn the lines. So, yes, it was just the icing on the cake. It was another source of income for a budding actor. But at that time, one was doing weekly rep occasionally. I was never useful enough to do regular weekly rep, but I used to do what is known as special weeks, because things like The Winslow Boy or The Guinea Pig and shows like that, which needed a teenager, and I was a perennial teenager. I was the oldest teenager in the business eventually. But I did quite a lot in films as well. I had some very nice parts in films, thanks mostly to a director called Lewis Gilbert, who cast me first in a film of a play called Cosh Boy, which I'd been in the West End, in which I played a sort of semi-moronic juvenile delinquent again. And then I had a lovely part in a film called The Sea Shall Not Have Them, with Michael Redgrave and Dirk Bogarde and Anthony Steele and Nigel Patrick, and I had a really nice part in that as a sort of AC2 on a air sea rescue boat. At that time, one was in endless films rehashing the war. The minute you saw me, I was the fresh-faced sailor who was going to get his leg shot off in the last reel. But it was quite nice while it lasted.
It's a living.
Until I grew out of it. That's it.
And you must have done other Agatha Christie's.
Well, yes. I mean, in Rep one was often in other Agatha Christie's, and I did do a tour for Peter Saunders of an Agatha Christie which is called Murder at the Vicarage, in which I was a red herring. But that's the only sort of long run I had, and that was a provincial tour, not in the West End. In fact, Agatha Christie is never easy to learn. I used to find I found her own dialogue quite difficult to learn, and if you were a detective, it's a nightmare, because it's fine if somebody says, "Where were you on the night of the 14th?" You know you've got to answer, "I was so and so." But if you're the one that's got to think up the questions, God help you.
And so, what had got you to the point in 1955 where you find yourself acting on the radio? What had been was theatre in your blood? Was it in your background, or how did you embark upon the career as an actor?
Well, it was certainly in my background. My mother was in musical shows, and my father saw her first across the stage of the Lyric in Shaftesbury Avenue in a show called Lilac Time, and fell in love with her. My mother, after my elder brother and I were born, gave up the business, but my father was in theatre until the 30s, and the Depression came, and then everybody was out of work. And then he went into films and worked for a very famous actor of the period called George Arliss, who was he was his sort of amanuensis and stand-in and that sort of thing over quite a long period. And then the Second World War came, and he was back in the services. But that's my background. So I used to be sort of sneaked into the box of various theatres all my life. I'd never ever considered doing anything else. I mean, I went to RADA at the age of 16, and there's only like 4 people in the class who were boys, and one of them was Roger Moore. Lovely, dear, sweet, nice-natured boy. He deserves all his success. Always looked an absolute dream. And we all had to go into the services. And when I came out, I went to Reunion Theatre and said, I'd like to get back in the theatre. That's really how I got into films.
But as we've already heard, you didn't carry on acting. What made you transform from being in front of the camera to behind it?
Well, I thought, honestly, I cannot go on running on the stage and saying, "I say, Mum, is tea ready?" When I'm in my 30s. And by the time I get to my 40s, nobody's going to want a 40-year-old juvenile delinquent. I really better look around for something else. And so when I was out of work, I always used to go out and do painting and decorating for friends. And I taught myself how to paint, how to decorate, how to hang wallpaper, how to do carpentry and all those sort of things. And I once did it for somebody who was, in fact, in the film business. And we got to the point where he said, "Well, I've got a film coming up, and we need a set decorator. And would you like to sort of consider yourself for it?" And I thought, well, I'm out of work. Nobody's asked me to do anything else. Yes, of course I'll do it. And so we tried, but the unions wouldn't allow me into the business at that period. They were very, very strong. They said, no, you've got to have a union set decorator. But they said, but in fact, there's nobody on the books at the moment, but this girl is going to be available in 2 weeks' time, but you can use Ian for the first 2 weeks of the movie. So they said, oh, well, it's only 2 weeks, but do you want to do it? I said, well, to me, it was like 2 weeks in rep. It's like a special week in Brighton. So I said, yes, I'll do it, pleasure. And it was the director John Borman's first film, and it had the Dave Clark 5 in it, and it was a sort of road movie, fun movie. Went from London right through to a place in Devon, which the Poirot films you always used to use a lot. Ver Island, which is a very sort of Art Deco hotel. Anyway, the first set was a disused church in the East End of London, and it was going to be their boys' pad, and we had to do it all up with beds and the galleries with the bedrooms, and the downstairs was the living room, and they had and some of the chapels at the side with a kitchen and all that. The designer said, we're going to do it all pop art, and I said, oh yes, that's wonderful. I'd never heard the word pop art before, but I soon sort of caught on to what he was talking about. Anyway, after the 2 weeks were over, they said, well, thank you very much, and that was great, and the set looks wonderful, and we're delighted with it, but you've got to go now, and we've got to have this girl come in. So I said, oh, fine, I enjoyed it, thanks very much and goodbye. And then I thought, well, I'll go back to being a resting actor. I'd only been home about 4 or 5 days, and they said, you've got to come back. This girl, she's treating us all like amateurs just because it's our first movie, and she's really sort of lording it over us, and John Borman can't stand her, and I can't stand her, and so you've got to come back. He said, we've got to keep her on, but we'll keep her in London, and she can send all the stuff down to us. So I said, all right, I'll come back. And I often think, if that girl had been Sweetness and Light, I'd have still be an actor running in and saying, I say, Mum, what's for supper?
But you obviously had an aptitude for it, because you've had a fantastic career doing it. So what do you need to have to be a set decorator?
Well, I think what helped me was my theatrical background, in fact, because directors aren't always awfully good with actors, and in fact some of them are downright bad with actors. They treat them like props in a film. That's not true of everybody, but it can happen. And I would often see sort of actors struggling with dialogue, and also cigarette cases and lighters, and having to take things out of the oven and put them on the kitchen table, and so it goes on. And I could smooth the way. I could take them through it. I could make things easier, and I think that sort of endeared me a lot to the companies. I absolutely loved the job, and I loved the travelling involved with it, and I loved being part of a team. Now that I'm retired, it's the one thing that I miss is the camaraderie within the department, because we were mates, and we had a lot of fun, a lot of laughs together.
And you've worked, you mentioned John Borman, but you've worked with many greats of British cinema. Ken Russell, you worked with a lot.
Well, I did. I really got on well with Ken Russell, but then he was really quite unique, because most film directors are little tin gods that. I'm being nasty about film directors, aren't I? But they deserve it. Ken Russell used everybody's talent around him. You could go to Ken and say, wouldn't it be a good idea if you did this? Or what about that? You could contribute, which was always very, very encouraging and satisfying to work for somebody that you could contribute something to the movie, and have somebody that was interested enough to listen. You could really talk to Ken. You could really contribute something and say, wouldn't it be fun if we did this? And of course he was very operatic, so he'd say, oh, do you think that's a bit too much? And I'd say, well, yes, but not for you. And we'd laugh, and then we'd go on and do it. He could blow up, but and have terrible rows, screaming matches at me and everybody else, but it was all about work, and it was always forgiven and forgotten within 5 minutes. Never held a grudge or anything like that. I loved him. I really did. I loved working with him.
You also had this sabbatical in space for a film that revolutionised the way that science fiction was done, really, for Ridley Scott, and that was Alien.
Ridley was totally different to Ken in the way that you could contribute nothing to Ridley. He was an absolute one-man band. And but he had been an art director himself, and so he knew exactly what he was doing, exactly what he wanted. Bit by bit, I think I got sort of his confidence. But the fact that the film, as you say, is totally different to anything that had been seen before. We had this dirty old dripping spaceship rather than the usual pristine things that you'd seen in 2001 and things like that. It was entirely Ridley's conception. So I not only enjoyed working with him, but I learned a hell of a lot.
And then there's very fruitful collaborations with Merchant Ivory.
Well, they're lovely people to work with. They'd really sort of pulled themselves up by their bootstraps themselves, making films on absolutely nothing, borrowing from friends and things like that. And they really couldn't get out of the habit of sort of doing it on the cheap. The days of actually paying the actors out of a paper bag on a Friday if they had the money were over. But it still had that sort of mentality. But it did mean that they were very, very interested and appreciative of anything you did for them. I mean, they really cared about what the films looked like. It was the same with Ken. I mean, you can do a set and dress it to the absolute nth detail. And Ken would say, "Oh, that's terrific," and he would start his shots panning over the props and things like that, and then coming up to the actors' faces. So you got an atmosphere of what they were surrounded by and that sort of thing. And the same with Merchant Ivory. They really cared about how their films looked. A set decorator tries to give a background to the characters that are in the film. You're not pushing your own taste as regards what's good taste and what's bad taste and what's nice. You're trying to give a background and an atmosphere to a character. So sometimes I'm in a council house, sometimes I'm in a spaceship, sometimes I'm in a stately home. But it depends entirely on what the character in the film is. But if the director doesn't care about that and shoots the whole thing in close up, you might as well not be there.
Well, and with Merchant Ivory, you also got an Oscar, and not your first nomination either. So
yes, we didn't win for Alien, I'm afraid, but Howard's End had been shown in America quite early in the year, and it built up slowly. It had a slow sort of build, and eventually practically everybody within the industry had seen it and enjoyed it and thought it looked nice. And nominations are voted for by your peers. They're voted for entirely by the art department. Once you've got a nomination, then it's thrown open to the whole membership. Now, if it's a film that everybody likes and sees, you stand a good chance. If it's a terrible flop financially, like Anna and the King was, it doesn't matter how beautiful it looks. If everybody says, "Oh, that sounds dreadful, I don't want to see that," nobody's going to vote for it, and you don't get an Oscar. So there is a lot of luck involved. The second year, we were nominated for Remains the Day, which I think, on the whole, is perhaps an even better looking film and a more interesting film. And certainly it's I think it's the best performance Anthony Hopkins has ever given. But Spielberg had just done a wonderful film, and he'd been ignored by the Academy all those years. And so we were pipped at the post by Schindler's List, but and probably deservedly so, because that's an immaculate looking film too, in a totally different way.
And one of your most watched films, and I wonder if at the time you knew it was going to develop into quite the phenomenon that it is of course Rocky Horror.
Yes, that was enormous fun to do, of course. It had been in the theatre and become quite a cult then. But making the film we were all rather sort of hidebound, I suppose, film technicians, and suddenly we're met with this weird sort of theatrical venture. I think at that period I did get paired quite often with designers who'd worked in the theatre as I had, but hadn't actually done films, so I could sort of take them through the technicalities of the filming, and or worry about that side of it, and let them get on with what they did best.
And looking back, I mean, it's the CV that would be the envy of anybody that entered the business all those years ago with stars in their eyes. Do you feel that you've enjoyed yourself and fulfilled all the things that you wanted to?
Oh yes, 100%. I've been very, very lucky. I've enjoyed every minute of it. I went on working until I was in my 80s. Now that I sort of am retired, I sometimes think, oh well, what am I doing here, sitting on my bottom doing nothing? Why don't I go back to being an actor? But then I think, oh, do I really want that business of going up for interviews and having to audition? And then I think, oh, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I don't complain about anything. Loved every minute of it.
That was Murder in the Mews by Agatha Christie. The part of Freddie Hogg was played by Ian Whittaker.
Audible hopes you've enjoyed this program.